Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We've got a full crew once again, and it's time for another episode of Long Time Watcher, First Time Writer. It's episode 26, and as always, I am your longtime watcher, King Fats 95th. Once again, joined by my full illustrious crew.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, really. My full illustrious crew of first-time writers, which includes Action Shakespeare,
Hello.
B. Dwarps,
So close. Hello.
and the Magical Whale Gumpher.
Hi,
I'm
I'm Gomfer.
Gumpher.
Was I the only one who got correct?
Oh no.
Well, because you didn't disappoint Fats like I did last recording.
You can't disappoint me. It's not possible.
Yes, I did.
Are you sure
How
it
so?
wasn't
Did you
air?
not say something racist? Was that what it was?
I don't know, but I'm
Well-
sure I did.
Well, as long as you said something racist, then I'm cool.
Did I say something racist?
You said something regarding race, thus activating my
I
Russian
said-
sleeper training.
I said Elmo's dad said Black Lives Matter.
Oh, there I go again.
I was gonna use
Wow,
this as
already.
I was gonna try to use this as a segue to say, how did trying to find the Rider girls in South America go, Shakes?
Oh yeah, how'd your mission go? Were you successful?
Oh, I got confused.
Yeah.
And I went the wrong way.
No, did you go to North America by mistake?
Yeah, I went to North America.
Oh,
You should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque.
I got North and South mixed up again.
Albuquerque.
And I
Did-
just ended up in the Pacific Northwest.
Well, I hear it's nice this time of year.
It was very beautiful, actually. Like, I'm sad because I literally just missed the snow. So all that was
Aw.
left in that neck of the woods was slush occasionally
Mhm.
that refused to die.
Yeah.
that's how slush do.
Yeah,
That's
it
how
just,
Speaking
Slush
of
do.
things that refuse to die,
Yeah? Here's what it'd be.
I'm yanked back
that
right
would
into
be my
the dawn
segue into the
topic.
death count. That would be my
Hey.
segue into the death count if we had already announced the episodes which we were going to be talking about today for this podcast episode, which we have not.
Do we usually do that first? I'm gonna be honest, I truly don't
Yes!
remember. Okay,
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, B. Please. I am a fool. I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
We've done this 25 times.
26.
Well, not
we're
yet.
working on 26.
This will be the 26th time.
Look, if I have truly consistently announced the episodes before going to the death count 26 times, I would be amazed.
No, you haven't.
Well, so there you
do
go.
that.
You fucking quit scolding me about shit I don't even actually do. In fact, now
You
we're doing
tried
now we're
to.
doing the death count first. Fuck you. This is your punishment. Do it. Do the bit.
Okay.
Do the part of the show
Speaking
everyone likes.
Speaking of things that refuse to die, here are some things that didn't.
Brilliant.
Surprisingly few. I'll admit, I have some very horrible news regarding the last two episodes.
I think I know.
Yeah, Shocker has a higher total kill count for these last two episodes than Takeshi does, and
Okay.
That
I'm not
sucks.
happy about that. Yeah.
That's not nearly as bad as you made it seem. I thought you were going to be like, Hongo has no kills for both episodes, and I was going to be like, what? But
No, that's
he
that's
definitely did
certainly not
murders.
the case.
He
has the bare
definitely
minimum.
murdered a roach.
He has
he
the bare
murdered a
minimum
couple
of
people.
kills, though, doesn't he? Like, I don't think he
Yes.
killed any mooks.
Wow.
He did kill one mook.
Oh.
Okay,
Yes.
well,
So in episode 54, his additional kill, obviously above the base kills, you have your one per episode where he kills the big bad, but the mook kill was in episode 54 where he uses one as a human shield against Snake
Oh,
Man's
yeah!
Yep.
foam.
yeah, that's right. I remember that.
And we count that for... I thought we counted human shields as shocker kills.
No, because that's actively the Kamen Rider grabs a guy and shields himself, hurting the other guy intentionally where he could have dodged. He truly intends for that mook to get hurt
Yeah.
by whatever this is.
I
so
don't
I count
disagree.
that in their favor.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to our first episode because
You know,
I want to say we had an argument and I don't know if we committed.
There is a
the
very
same one
real
we decided in the
possibility
episode.
that at one point in time we were like, human shields are shocker on shocker violence, so they're shocker kills. And then maybe like an episode later we were like, we don't want to give shocker any more credit. Shocker on shocker violence is now a Hongo kill.
I have been very consistent about where I categorize these kills,
I believe
regardless
that.
of these discussions. I was set, so if we're changing it, I'm gonna have to change everything.
No, we're not changing. We're
because
not
we have
changing
not
it
been
now.
inconsistent.
Not 26
We've not
episodes
been
in. We
inconsistent
can't.
No, not at
whatsoever.
this point. and definitely not that direction.
So, yeah, he got those 3 kills. Shocker. So technically, the kill count could have potentially been larger for episode 55. Or, sorry, not episode 55, 54. Episode 54, and 55 both had potential implied deaths, but,
Yeah.
like, none of them were confirmed, so I couldn't. So, between 54, where, like, half the villagers disappeared while they're being used as test subjects, how could I confirm any of those? I don't know,
Right.
they weren't on screen. Episode 55, with the rapid aging bacterium infecting all these people, the only person we saw actually die from that was the very first one, the bowling alley worker, whomever he was. He, like, rolled over with his eyes open, and they were like, clean that up. But everybody else, including the people who got infected first after that guy, the couple that were bowling while the girls were there, they were revived at the end. So I thought, okay, I have no assurance that these people who were affected well after these people died. So I'm assuming that these people were able to survive, so everybody else may have been able to.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Shocker ended up getting more than those 3 kills, unfortunately, because Snake Man did melt into some people. Our total numbers do read 6 total confirmed kills for episode 54, and just 1 for 55.
All
That
right.
gives us 8 total kills for episode 54, and 2 for 55. Our grand totals for each category are now at, as I said, Takeshi got those 3 kills for both episodes, bringing him up to 91 kills. And with no contributions from Hayato or team kills, because he's not here, obviously.
Right.
That brings our total up to 383 for Team Kamen Rider. No additions to the other categories. Shocker gets those 7 total kills. They're up to 149 total kills.
Wow, almost 150 for Shocker, and we are very quickly rounding the
Miscellaneous
corner on 400.
Still hasn't broken 30. They'll get there someday, though.
Come on, Miscellaneous. I believe in you.
Yeah, you can do miscellaneous.
I believe in you so much. And that brings us 10 higher in our total kills, and we are 566 total kills as of Kamen Rider episode 55.
Jesus.
We're getting close. I don't remember there being a lot of kills this episode, so we might not be there yet, but wow.
A moment
Much
of silence.
600 kills by episode 60
Such
seems to be a
devastation.
surprisingly very real
What's their
possibility.
intent?
Like, I think much
It was
more real than I was
absolutely
ever
intentional.
anticipating.
It's absolutely their intent. I don't recall if we've had any other episodes wherein... I mean, I might just be misremembering because people died a lot early on, but has Takeshi ever had a lower kill count than Shocker before?
Goodness.
Maybe in those very early episodes, like was it Scorpion Man killed a lot of
he
people
couldn't
in that
really
episode.
catch up. Though I don't know, he stomped a lot of heads in Scorpion Man.
He did though. There were so many people.
He's always the margin has been pretty close. I think he's been outkilled before, but it's never the gap has never been wider.
It's true.
Okay. Well, so I know where we are at, which is it's time to talk about our episodes. We are covering for today episodes 56 and 57. We are starting with episode 56, the poison butterfly Glira of Amazon. That's worded much differently on the wiki than it is on the actual episode title thing. But so it goes.
How does it compare to the Shout Factory archive titles?
Let's see. The Shout Factory archive title was a lot easier to parse because it's just Amazon's poison butterfly gorilla.
But I think in episode might be closer to the wiki if I'm remembering.
Maybe I'd have to,
because that shit is always different. Is the thing?
Yeah, it's always different. Yeah,
I believe in episode it might have been gorilla.
It was
Gorilla?
well. Yeah, it was. Well, yeah, they subtitled it as Guerrilla with an L.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
But the distinction of that in Japanese is already so thin.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was poison butterfly of the Amazon, Guerrilla.
Gita. Yes, original air date April 22nd, 1972. We're using homemade on the synopsis this time, so let's dive right into it.
Cooking.
Yeah, slaving over a hot keyboard all evening for this, so I hope you enjoy. So,
Homegrown typos.
Yep, just like Mama used to make. I'm sorry, just like Morma used to mock.
Yeah, there you go. Morma? Sorry. Morma?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Morma. Can I get the latte with best milk? I mean, best milk?
Jesus.
We haven't even started.
That's fucking slur. We threw an extra chaos element in. It didn't get more tame, it just got worse.
And I'm rowdy.
Yeah, you're rowdy. Wild, yeah.
Yeah, you haven't recorded in what is this at this point 2 weeks worth of
Yeah, you also need to
4
get that
weeks, whatever.
that haven't
think it's
recorded
been
in
a
a long
month.
time energy. Yeah.
oof,
It's been
too long.
brother. Anyway,
ahead.
the episode opens on a boy and his father driving home when their car suddenly stops. They go to a nearby home after seeing a monster, but find no one inside. While inside the home, they are attacked by a strange woman. We cut to the Moto Club, where Taki and Hongo are investigating a series of disappearances. They investigate the site of the disappearances and see a strange substance on the ground. I'll go ahead and cut us off there so we can just start talking about the first 5-ish minutes of the episode.
Kawaii.
Yeah, we gotta. Papa. That's good thing.
It's not an episode of Long Time Watcher, First Time Rider unless we're making fun of children.
Yeah.
Papa.
You might think that this is a podcast about Kamen Rider, but it's actually a podcast about making fun of children.
Earn our cheeseburgers. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's okay though. They
I
stopped their car by famous Kamen Rider house.
Yeah.
God. I adore their absolute lack of horror sense whatsoever. You know, when you're watching a horror movie, you're like, no, obviously don't do that. And that
Mhm.
was that was half of the scene. Really, they saw a nearby house and they ran towards it, which is a mixed thing to do. They couldn't get the car working, so
Yeah.
obviously you don't want to just sit there, like a sitting duck.
You
But
get attacked by coyotes.
Yeah, they saw it. They saw the guy. He was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm in the shadows. I'm gonna get
Ooh.
you."
famous Japanese coyotes. So they get
Yeah.
inside the home, and obviously it's not well maintained. It's full of cobwebs. And then all the lights are off, and they see a single lit candle, and the father picks it up to help light his way, not questioning the fact that there's a lit candle, despite the fact that he's been walking around the house,
Right.
yelling to see if anybody is here. Because, he's like, oh, we've been
Well,
chased in here. Maybe
look, he's-
someone lives here and they can help us or something.
He's played Splatterhouse for the NES that hasn't come out yet. He knows the key item when he sees one.
Listen. It's less the fact that this is a key item that can be useful, and more the fact that, okay, something's not adding up.
Mm-hmm.
Decrepit house, no answer, candle lit. What does that mean?
Yeah, who am candle?
It means someone's here, And either they don't maintain their house, which I guess is a thing that could happen,
Yeah.
or someone's here who isn't supposed to be here.
Well, hey, someone is here who isn't supposed to be here. It's called
Not
that
just
dude
him.
and his kid. Yeah.
No, it was lit before he got here. Is 100 billion% my point, and he
I mean,
never
yeah.
questioned it.
I don't know. I could see not questioning it in a situation like that because I mean,
What
like
you wouldn't?
I mean, I would definitely be like, oh, I would definitely recognize like, oh, someone else is here, but like, I don't know. Part of my thought process is like, I came here to get help. Maybe whoever came and lit this candle can help me. Maybe someone else got stranded. I don't know.
Again, that's kind of what I mean. He has completely stopped looking for people after he finds the candle. He's just like meandering around the room, and it sounds like kawaii.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, it's
Papa.
fine. I'm here. Papa will protect you." And then he does the very tropey thing of horror movie. Thing moves on its own. Let's go and just rub my face on it. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna walk up to it and see what's going
Just
on with
face
that.
roll
like,
on that
no! The door closes on its own, and he decides he'll just walk up to the door and casually open it. Guess what's on the other side the moment he does?
This is
The
the
scariest
Joker, baby.
Joker.
Oh.
Is the most. She truly lives in this society.
Oh, I need to hear B yell about a bunch of horror movies now.
Listen, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. Watching a bunch of white people react to fear for the first time in their lives is truly something.
Yeah, really.
Like,
It-
I'm sorry.
This guy definitely, yeah, he just has complete dumb horror movie energy, and also maybe a little bit of bad writing. Because,
Yeah, well,
because he got in there, and all his sense of urgency kind of just left. He's like, well, I'm in a scary thing. I don't know what else to do now. I'm just gonna stand here until something happens.
I'm going to T-pose and rotate.
Yeah, and the kids was like, why?
And the kid's going to
Oh,
repeat
why?
his only lines that were
Why,
recorded
Papa?
for this part of the
Why?
game.
Yeah.
So it's good to...
Papa. Go.
But yeah, no, unfortunately he gets attacked by the Jankler.
Lady Jankler.
Yeah. Good lord, this
And-
makeup.
It's very good.
It's so good. It's so supremely
Good
good
is a
the
word.
thing.
Yeah,
That is the word I'm using.
Yeah.
it's
It's very good.
Yeah. It's incredibly good at doing what it is supposed to do, which is make you think that she's the Jonkless.
Please. We should describe this makeup.
Can you?
What
do
do I
that
do
for
now?
me.
I'd like to point out that it's good in the same way that like the spider tracker from episode 1 was incredible and the best prop ever.
Yeah.
These things are good.
Yeah, it's amazing and there's nothing like it. That's
These-
for sure.
That's for sure.
I
I defy you to fucking describe this makeup B. Go for it. I want to hear this.
okay.
I'm trying
I'll
to find
attempt to do my
picture of
best.
it.
Okay, so she is wearing a tremendous amount of blue eyeshadow, first of all, but it kind of gradiates both on the top lid and the bottom lid. So the top lid, it's kind of a lighter to darker, and she's got a lot applied. It kind of wings out past her eyes on the side.
Mhm.
But it's covered up a bit by her hair, so you can't see to what extent it's going nuts. The bottom lid is it gradiates kind of from like this lighter blue down to a purple, so it looks kind of like a bruise.
Oh god, yeah, it did.
And
A little bit.
oh shoot, I'm struggling to remember the name of that very specific wrinkle. The one that starts from the inner eyes, like where your tear ducts are,
Mhm.
and moves out across your cheeks to like the center of your cheeks. She has that like outlined in dark blue. And she has another slightly lighter blue outline that is going down her laugh lines.
Mhm.
I don't really know how much of this is any attempt to emphasize wrinkles. I think it's mostly just stylized, but they just chose very specific spots for it. She also has 2 pieces of red makeup. She has what looks like, hey, you know jacks, like when you bounce the ball and you grab the jacks? Like, she's got like a jack drawn, like, right above her nose, in between her eyebrows. Or where her eyebrows would be. She doesn't have any eyebrows.
Wow, she super doesn't.
Yeah, she sure
I never
doesn't.
noticed that.
Okay.
She, and why she's called the Jankler, I'll just say it, in the same, like, pink-red color. She's got Jankler lips. She's got the lipstick drawn, honestly, to very crisp wings.
Yeah,
on either
crisp.
side
They're
of her cheek.
sharp.
You could cut someone on those wings.
Those lip wings. How did I do? Rate my performance.
You know,
It's accurate.
you did it. Honestly, you.
Oh, fake eyelashes. I'm so sorry. She's wearing enormous
Yeah.
fake eyelashes. There we go.
Very.
I forgot something.
Yeah, thank you. You honestly, you pointed out stuff that I probably didn't even notice at the time, like her missing eyebrows.
It's a little hard to notice because
Which
she does have bangs that come over where her eyebrows would naturally rest, but if you
Mhm.
Yeah.
squint and look in there, you can see she's got nothing.
Yeah.
She either has nothing or it's an insane light trick. But, like, yeah, it really is just, they're gone.
Banned from the eyebrow store.
She's fresh shaved,
Too much
smooth as a
money.
dolphin up there.
Fucking peeled.
I'm an incredibly talented actor. We're completely hairless.
Yeah, I mean, got it. Yeah, I got it in one beat.
The makeup under the eyes is almost as dark as my own eye bags.
Amazing.
Please sleep.
Yeah.
No,
Also,
I'm
holy
begging
shit,
you.
sleep ever.
Also, it's not sleep. It's genetic. I think. Or a combination of all of them.
You don't know. Sleep.
The world
Why
may
don't you,
never
why
know.
don't you check and see?
Nah.
Yeah, that's about the
That's
energy of
fair,
this
but
group.
it's fair.
I go to bed.
Yeah, you do. That's fair.
It's because you're capable of sleeping. Have a nice day.
Look,
I think you have it in you.
This is getting sad so fast. We have
Yeah,
to
well-
move on.
I was
You got it in you. I
half a
believe
second
in
away
you.
from making an even worse joke.
good. Let's move on then. We'll save the worst jokes for later on. Where were we next? Oh yeah, Taki and Hongo are doing a little bit of off crime scene work and then some on crime scene work.
Oh yeah,
Taki.
Yeah, Taki with the fucking
with the velvet fit.
yeah with the velvet fit with the velvet jumpsuit.
He's got the velvet jumpsuit and it's zipped down to his belly button.
God,
and he
it
has a
is.
white turtleneck under it.
Taki, this is not a Hayato episode.
I was saying,
Wrong wardrobe,
this
my
is-
guy.
This is some truly thoughty wear.
It really is.
fingerless,
Like I do
His
like
fingers
it.
like beige
Oh.
gloves.
It's a good look, but also
You can like it.
Giant watch. He's got a welcoming texture.
that is a hell of a way to
Wanna
put it,
rub
and
on
you
it.
are not wrong. Yeah.
It's so hard to look at velvet and not want to touch it, right?
Well, yeah, true.
No,
No,
you're
you're right.
He is
So like you said, it's kind of thoughty.
it is incredibly thoughty.
Velvet is inherently thoughty.
Is
Let's be
it?
honest.
This man is
A
absolutely
little bit.
inviting you to touch everything that's covered in velvet, and everything is covered in velvet.
It doesn't matter how classy that ball gown is, honey. If it's made of velvet, it
We know.
looks like it wants to be touched.
And look, ain't nothing wrong with that. Fucking live your truth.
Live your truth, honestly. I support you.
Yeah. Apparently,
Oh.
Taki had some plans that night.
Yeah.
His boyfriend just up and left him. What's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
The man has
He's
needs.
gonna
It's
wear
true.
that till the Amazon or wherever the fuck Hayato went. Europe? I don't know.
Brazil.
South America.
South America?
Oh yeah, he did go to South America. Okay.
Yeah, Hayato went to the place you were trying to go, dumbass. When you're
Look,
up
I
and
got
you're down,
mixed
you
up.
dick.
See, I'm clearly mixed up. I don't know where anybody's going.
Shakes impossible to block a high-low mix-up. Does not know up from down.
Speaking of thoughty behavior, we also get a we get a Takeshi Hongo oral fixation moments.
Yeah, really.
I don't know if the actor was just trying something out, but
Yeah, because it never comes up ever again.
Yeah, it doesn't come up again in this episode or the next episode.
Huh.
He just has
So-
a stick in his mouth.
it's a,
Just a little piece
like
of
an
bamboo.
actual stick. This isn't a little like blade of grass or straw or anything. It's like an actual stick, a very thin stick.
I wonder. Yeah, it might be a piece of bamboo.
It looked
firm,
like-
but, like
It
not.
kind of looked like it.
Yeah,
Not
there
just-
there was a close up where I saw like the very like telltale creases of like
Yeah.
a piece of bamboo.
I thought
Yeah.
I saw that too.
It's a stick.
But yeah, he's just
But yeah, I
chewing
mean-
it. He's
It's
just
so-
chewing it while riding. He's chewing it while they're investigating. He's doing some gestures with
He's-
it.
He's chewing it while he's stanced up on the guardrail.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
He was doing some poses. Fucking pose for the fans.
He was a little too
Thank you.
distracted because Taki has the survival instincts of a baby,
Yeah.
and immediately tries
Ooh,
to
what's
touch
that on the
evil
floor?
Boo.
Yeah, really.
He rubs his hands in it.
Like,
Whatever,
just
I
get
got-
my
I got hit
hands
with-
all
I got
in
hit with
this.
old people powder. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, really. I know
I'm
what my future's gonna be
invincible.
like, and I'm still hot. It doesn't matter.
Just a couple lines. Oh yeah, I forgot my. I didn't take notes on the previous episodes. I didn't get a chance to.
Mhm.
But I just wanted to emphasize something very important, and that there is no one driving that car.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's
Yeah.
I forget the bit now. I wrote the name. I wrote it down and everything, and I forget
It
the.
was the
That truck
the
has no
slappy horse
driver.
bit.
Yeah, the truck has no driver. I forget what they say in Japanese
No, whatever.
because I remember I wrote it down. Very tempted to go open up my notes real quick and just because I know I wrote down that note.
Have your notes in one document.
I
Oh yeah,
deleted
that's it.
them immediately.
Mujinda. Yeah, Mujinda because
Mujinda.
it has no driver.
Mujinda.
Mujinda.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of Mega Man songs. Anyways,
No, that's
I,
right.
I believe,
Anyway.
I believe Taki and the Goop is the next part
Yeah,
of your synopsis.
Taki in the goop. Yeah.
God bless.
At the Shocker base, they explain their plan to use the poison scales from the cyborg gorilla to poison Japan's major water sources. Meanwhile, Hongo analyzes the material and determines that it is poisonous, and that if Taki had tasted it, he would have died. Hongo mentions that in the news, a butterfly collector was said to have collected a rare, poisonous butterfly from the Amazon, and so he decides to look for her. Back at the base, Ambassador Hell tests the poison on one of his many prisoners, killing him. At the Moto Club, the others are looking for information about the butterfly collector in the news, and soon Taki and Hongo go to see her. And a little chunk of synopsis for you to break apart. Once again, we flexing that brain, Woos Brain, and I'm proud of us for that. Like, this is like the second episode in a row. And we also do it a little bit in this third episode too. So we have like 3 episodes in a row where Hongo is just doing like science shit.
We remembered.
Yeah, we remembered. We remembered that Batman was supposed to be smart. I'm proud of us.
Yay!
Yeah.
We did.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm really delighted by how frequently he is seen nowadays wearing his lab coat just over his maroon suit
Mhm.
with the striped shirt and the blue ascot
Yep.
taken out.
Ladies.
Just cause I'm doing science doesn't mean I don't gotta look cute.
Yeah, exactly.
Eyes emoji.
Nice emoji indeed. Also, I personally really enjoyed the newspaper scene. I mean, how could you not?
Yes.
It's
I
delightful.
the only thing I liked more than the frantic energy was fucking Goro chilling in the paper hat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Goro.
Something that drew all of our attention and then proved to be the plot point.
Yeah, good job.
Goro
y'all
hat.
cinema
Goro
photography
hat.
real good.
He literally made a paper hat out of the only important document they needed.
Yeah. Which
he was
means
gonna
he
put it in his drawer labeled pirate hats.
yeah. Man, fucking found that newspaper article 45 minutes ago when they laid them all out, made himself a hat, and was like, all right, let's get to searching. And no one thought to ask.
Nobody checked that one first, huh? No.
Nope. Nobody got it before him. And they were like, ah, Goro's
yeah,
got
he
it.
just started folding. He didn't look back.
Yep.
What are we doing?
He had the spirit.
He made the hat and then asked him what.
Yep.
All right.
No, that's...
Oh, poor
What's
boy.
up?
Alright, what are we doing? Goro, you made a hat. You're damn right I did. God, I love Goro. Have we spent enough time on this podcast talking about how much we love Goro?
Counterbalance. Yeah, we talk.
Yeah.
We make fun of a lot of children. Goro,
Not Goro.
but we shower Goro in love.
In praise.
So I think
God,
it
he's the
evens out.
best. He's just a little guy. He's so good. I love Goro so much.
And it's his
A little guy.
birthday.
It is
It's
his
his birthday. Give him
Yeah.
a banana.
Go, it's his birthday.
Little chimp.
He loves
Little
bananas.
chimp.
Yeah.
He's a little chimp boy and he loves a banana. It's his birthday. I don't
What's
know
his
what else to tell
birthday?
you.
We did skip over, or at least I would like to address the
The red shirt?
yeah, there were issues in the test tasting
Yeah.
for the black cherry flavored Kool-Aid.
Yeah, the hot black cherry Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Yeah, that was some real cheer shit. If people remember the Jim Carrey Grinch. This isn't pudding. The what is it? God, that movie is great. Anyway, yeah, please go ahead, B.
Give him the
That was mostly my entire thought. Just reiterating that this they brought in the father and the child who had been captured earlier were two random other captives.
Was it 2 or 3? I feel like there was a third
It
one.
was 2 originally. There were 3 at the end somehow.
Yeah,
so they had
they
got
captured
another.
2 more
They
at some
did
point.
another one.
They're
Yeah,
breeding.
spoilers. So
We had a little
there were
cheeky
2
breaky.
extra guys in the scene, and we immediately thought, oh, they're both going to die in front of this father and his child. But they just grabbed one of the guys and force fed him their black cherry Kool-Aid formula,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess it wasn't really a hit. He didn't really enjoy it.
No, he reacted pretty poorly to it.
Yeah.
Like,
It
as
looks
poorly as you can.
Like, you know when you get, like, burgers from, like, a truck stop at, like, 1 p.m., and you're on the road, and it's, like, really disappointing, and by the end of it, you need to use the bathroom, but you're already, like, 2 hours into the road,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be a while before, you know, the next stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's that level of disappointment in his eyes.
Yeah,
Go for
really.
it. Go for. I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the road?
That's a... What do you mean, what's the road?
I've never. What is this road you speak of? And
Um,
truck stops.
Who is Truque Stop?
Uh,
Is food you eat Truque Stop?
Is this
yeah.
something? Is this something I find in my house?
Yeah.
no, you want to go
What-
out to the
what is this?
supermarket for it.
What
Was
what?
super
Supermarket?
I think they mean Foods Library.
I think I've read
That's
that
like
one.
the
No, I think
fridge,
I've read
right?
that one. That's
Yeah.
that's one of those old action comics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Adventures of Supermarket.
Yeah, I don't think he
Truck
did
stop.
super well.
Yeah,
but-
well, I mean, people always were confused as to why Supermark had E.T. at the end of his name. It was real weird. I guess he was supposed to be an alien. It was supposed to be like an E.T. Phone
Yeah,
Home
he's
thing.
French or something.
I think it was French. Yeah, Supermarché.
Oh, Supermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he did well at the time because he was French.
Yeah,
Honestly, like
that makes sense.
you know, that was the Freedom Fries era.
Oh,
of
yeah.
America. Shamefully,
Shamefully.
Freedom Fries.
Fucking Freedom Fries.
And just like chomping on American flag-shaped freedom fries, this man reacts quite negatively. And he just dies like a bug.
Yeah.
Wait, he died? Oh my god!
B, were
Wow,
you
I
not
didn't-
paying
truck-
attention?
Truck stop died.
I just he was just drinking Kool-Aid. What happened?
Look, his
I mean, there's a lot of people you can ask that question.
disapproval rating taste buds hit too low and they shut it down. They shut down the heart factory that stopped producing blood so the taste buds wouldn't work, so he wouldn't have to taste any more of it. And that's how he died.
Carl, that kills
Only thing
people.
that a Yelp review.
It's already got like 2 stars on Yelp, but it's not gonna go anywhere.
It needs to go lower.
It's-
Honestly, it needs.
Oh, Shocker just has such a low Yelp review score. It's not
Yeah,
gonna,
that shit's
it's
gotta
not
be
gonna go
abysmal.
lower. Yeah.
I need to expose them. I need to make a Google Doc and post it on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's
they're
the-
already on the Forbes, 150 worst places to work list. I don't know what else we can do.
Well, they're on the top 10 BuzzFeed worst places to work too.
Yeah, those are the only 2 lists
Yeah.
that matter. It's just Forbes and BuzzFeed now. What feature are we fucking... Let's continue.
What is this?
What is
bit?
this bit? Yeah, what happens?
I was just doing a I don't go outside bit, and
I know, but it
And it really
morphed into
spiraled,
something
yeah.
else.
You really tried to you really tried to post an easy layup for us, and we fucking spiked it somewhere.
and then just kept running
Yeah, and
out
then
of
we,
the court
yeah.
When you
into another playground.
When you turn volleyball
I think
into
we hit a-
soccer.
Yeah, I think we hit a goal in European football, which is great and all, but none of us are Pele. Anyway, where were we? But
It's-
talking about it died. Hongo mentions news of the butterfly. Right, I said that part. Back of the ambassador. Yeah, okay. Taki goes to speak with. I just put her. I meant the butterfly collector. I'm
The
only
lady.
clarifying. Yeah, I'm only clarifying that because there's been a space of time between when I last said her and when I'm now saying her. So you might have forgotten. She. Anyway, Taki goes to speak with She alone, but is eventually attacked by Shocker. They lock him in the home with a bomb set to explode. Outside, Hongo gets an SOS and goes to rescue Taki, facing off with Shocker and rescuing Taki. Back at the Moto Club, Tachibana answers the phone and is attacked by Shocker after speaking with Gorilla. Meanwhile, Taki and Hongo return to the previous home and are taken hostage by Shocker along with Tachibana. Do I want to just finish it out? Because we don't have too much left of this episode from here. Yeah, I'm just going to finish it out, actually.
Oh wow.
Hey, we might go under an hour with this episode. Who sees? Who
Don't
knows?
jinx it.
Let's see. Yeah, all right.
Impossible.
Yeah, no.
Shut up and we'll try. Shocker brings the prisoners out to be thrown into the nearby dam with the now ready poison. But as they are leaving, Hongo escapes by lighting a fire in the base. He faces off against Shocker and goes to rescue the prisoners who are able to escape with the help of him, Taki, and Tachibana. Kamen Rider. I really didn't know what else to put for the end of the episode because there was really only 5 minutes of fight scene left from where I ended that last sentence. So I put Kamen Rider then defeats Yura and rides off to Denny's.
Well, that's canon. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
more or less what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, to be a grand slam at Denny's.
Oh, to be a grand slam.
Hello?
I'd love for Hongo to give me a grand slam.
Imagine me leaning very close to you and being hello?
This is what we're talking
I
about.
do not perceive. I do not perceive.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you and me both, B. It is okay.
Don't encourage
You want
me,
to talk
please.
about a lumberjack slam?
I hope he doesn't eat me up, bacon and all.
And I was thinking, not even 15 minutes ago, that I should hold off on a joke that I was gonna
And-
say, and then
and here-
become
and here
we are.
that.
Nonsense.
Please, Gopher, do not ever hold back
Yeah.
on our account.
Never.
I think you've
I
more than
guess
earned it.
that's the new rule. It's just screw
we
it.
we shooting from the hip 2022. We're just firing them off, throwing
New
spaghetti at the
year.
wall and seeing what happens.
We're all very tired and very
Clean
rowdy
that up.
and very angry.
It's
I'll clean it up later. Yeah, don't worry. I'm responsible. Hey, this is my house. I live here.
I mean,
Yeah, I have to clean it eventually.
yeah.
So
Yes, we should have.
I'm just gonna get back on the road here.
Yeah.
What's
No, that's
the
fair.
Whatever that
The what?
is.
Yeah. What's a woman?
What's a woman?
Speaking of what's a woman,
We were discussing, I think, while watching it, of Taki immediately damseling himself
Yeah.
as they split up, and he's like, "You gonna be all right?" "Yeah, sure." "Absolutely not."
No.
He goes
absolutely not.
to
No.
that house, immediately touches goo again.
Yeah.
It's just all over the floor, and he's like, "Huh?"
He's like
Rubs
a
hand in it.
baby.
Oh, it's that.
He really is like an infant.
He's a toddler.
And we cut back, and we all notice we cut back to Hongo, and he hasn't moved a fucking inch
Inch.
because he was clearly waiting for that SOS to pop.
Like, did you talkie-proof the house?
No.
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 Yeah, no, that was my note for that bit. Kind of ended up just being because there's that great bit in the episode where Hongo tells Taki he wants to split up, and he's like, "Do you think you're going to be okay there by yourself?" And Taki's like, "Me? Will I be okay? Come on, you know who you're talking about, right? I'll be fine."
Yes,
And
this
so-
is why I asked.
So I just made my note. Will you be okay? No.
Yeah. Similar notes.
Yeah.
I remember a fun moment in him getting captured. He gets the exact same Jonker treatment.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah, he gets
They
jank.
did, like literally the same shot.
Yeah.
And then, but like so this lady meets him at first in her normal form
Mm-hmm.
and has like a picture of herself in her office and everything. And when he gets in the fight, she shoots a dart at him,
Mhm.
and he blocks it with her picture.
It was good. It was a good
It was
bet.
good. It was. I
It's
want to
symbolic,
say. I was gonna say like, is it symbolism? I don't know what, but it feels like symbolism. I appreciate your filming
Yeah.
Or
Look,
your-
sometimes
your-
they just do good shit
or your
accidentally.
decision during that take. I
Yeah.
don't know. I guess they didn't shoot a real dart at him, so it was probably premeditated. But still,
Mhm.
But still, the choice was very
Yeah.
specific.
it was fun. It was a fun shot.
Mm.
And then they tried to kill him with the wackest bomb in existence.
Truly.
Real quick before that, I want to say, so their efforts to kill him with this bomb are predicated on the fact that he's locked in this room, right?
Yeah.
Remember how there's two big ass windows in the back of the room?
Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to be sure
They're
we're all on
windows,
the
not
same
doors.
page here.
Yeah, what are you, crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Maybe.
No,
Let's get nuts.
have you played The Sims, V? You cannot leave through a window.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know.
You're trapped in the room, it's on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You will
that's
starve
why
to
you
death.
can make rooms pretty while still having your prisoners in there.
Taki is a sim, and I think that sums it up quite well, actually.
Yeah. Actually.
He's the painter in the basement.
He is the painter goblin, yeah. We keep him there to earn a living.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very funny. He just accepts his fate almost
Super
immediately.
does. Yeah.
He's just like, well, shit, I got 5 minutes. I don't know what to do.
I can't
Yes, you
believe
do.
this FBI agent not only refuses to leave through a window, but also isn't capable of breaking down a door.
Here's my
Like, he doesn't even try.
here's my game theory. Well,
Tell us about Pat.
I'm Slap Pat. We were talking, we were talking if we were with Hongo, would we not damsel every chance we got?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I think he's working. It's a work. He's
You,
just like,
you think he's
well,
having boyfriend withdrawals?
SOS. Yeah, the SOS will sound, and Hongo's just gonna save me. It doesn't matter. I don't need to worry.
No.
I don't need to worry myself.
Yeah.
Or
I could-
or
I
even more
could
extreme.
jump out of the
Oh
window.
no, this bomb has me
got
trapped.
That's why he's in Velvet.
Yeah.
He's gonna get Princess carried by Hongo.
Yeah, it's gonna be very soft.
Oh.
Oh, very soft. Except for certain places where
Lush
it's
ride.
a little firm. A wink.
It's the cyborg parts. He
Yeah, it's
crushes
the cyborg,
Taki
yeah.
immediately.
Oh no!
I can't even
Yeah,
hold the. I can't even.
Not again. Not another lover.
I miss the transhumanism so much.
That's
It's
fair.
like,
I
it
do
is-
kind of miss it too.
Yeah.
It is higher than even me being mad about all the women that have disappeared from this show. Is the themes of the first 3 episodes being gone? Those were like those hooked me right into this project. Like,
Yeah.
I was so ready to continue a show like this, and it didn't happen. And I constantly mourn, even if I'm having a lot of fun still.
Yeah, it's definitely a good show, but it's definitely one of those things where I wish they had kept it up. If this was a modern Kamen Rider, for sure they definitely would have kept up the whole like they would have done a good job of striking a balance between like Hongo kind of learning to live with his new life, but still kind of being like, hey, don't forget you're a fucking freak forever now, dude.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh.
I've been noticing something with this kind of new phase since Ambassador Hal showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Like something about it, and like some of this is regards to the sorry to retread more episodes that I wasn't here for, but something about like the last set really reinforced it to me of like how I think pointedly more shallow we're getting
Yeah.
with some of the presentation, like with the sea serpent fight.
Yeah.
Like he was like calling out like he had some lines during that fight that I was just like, what? Oh, it's those kinds of lines. We're doing the thing that people have parodied for 50 years now.
Right.
like you know, it ends here. Like this will be our final fight. Like all that shit. Like, and I just sort of noticed, and I'm wondering if there was like a shift, like along with that movie. I think they're getting more money. There's a new costume direction.
Mm-hmm.
Like the camera quality is clearly better since the movie as well. And I don't want to say that there's just like a board of directors breathing down their necks, but it does feel like maybe they got some producers to satisfy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
and a
imagine the influence probably has to be there because I don't, when they first started this project, I don't think they were expecting it to be a commercial hit by any means. And then they became like one of the like hugest toy and children's franchises like in Japan pretty much overnight, and that kind of like very significantly changes how you take the approach to especially a show like Kamen Rider. Like when you focus it, when you have a specific vision and then you have to like shift focus to like, oh, I guess we sell toys now. I think like a lot can be really kind of weirdly cut out. I think that is actually probably a good strength to modern Kamen Rider, is that they know it's a toy commercial. So, and they've got the toy commercial part figured out. Like, when they need to sell you on a new toy, they'll do it. It's gonna be real easy. And so they've got kind of all of the space in between, the like 4 or 5 big toy commercials of a season to just be like, let's just do shit. Let's just tell a story. Fuck it. Why not? Let's have a narrative. We got nothing else going on until the next toy commercial in a couple of episodes when so-and-so gets a power up. Let's just like do shit. So it's a lot easier for them to have like a consistent and convincing and thus compelling narrative, because they don't, they aren't suddenly saddled with this, well shit, we got to make it appealing to this like certain demographic, so they keep behaving a certain way. They know that's what they're doing. It's been coded into their DNA for 50 years at this point. It's old hat for them at this point. So it's just it's so easy for them to navigate that they can get in all the all the good shit, as it were. With relative ease. I think the other thing too, in hindsight, that kind of influences that sort of decision making in modern Rider is the knowledge that there are gonna be adults there. You know, it's kind of like, you know, like
Yeah.
when you would watch like old Animaniacs or like Tiny Toon Adventures or stuff,
Yeah.
where, you know, it was written clearly for children, but with the knowledge that there were going to be adults in the room. So let's throw them a little something. You know that you're going to have other, parents or older siblings or what have you in the room watching Kamen Rider with these kids who probably also used to watch Kamen Rider when they were kids as well. So you kind of, you've got this kind of secondary demographic that you want to try and make sure that you're catering to as well, because that's going to help you keep on the air, and that's probably also going to help keep some money in your pockets as well. And so I think they know to make sure they kind of feed both the toy sale demographic and the likes Kamen Rider as a serious show kind of demographic, whereas I can't imagine they would have had any practice with that at this point.
Yeah, like, so the immediate changes, and this is, all theorizing anyways, because, we don't know, I wasn't there.
Right.
But the feel I get from it is that I think they just wanted to they wanted to shift into a direction of a more pure spectacle and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that the writing, since, they dropped a lot of their plot lines and actors, has been, like, super smart and, like, telling vast narratives. But, like,
Right.
I feel like they've dropped solutions in favor of spectacle.
Yeah.
I
A
think
little
is
bit,
how I
yeah.
would describe it. Like, the fights in the past, like, 4 episodes haven't been, like, particularly, like, clever, but they have been visually and, like, and action-packed interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just not,
yeah.
just kind of in a generic indie show wrestling way.
Right.
And occasionally throwing action figures in the air.
Yeah, we've gone from a place where we've got a limited budget and limited space, so we kind of have to make the fights a little more unique to make them visually interesting. And, we're at that kind of PWG level where now we just get to be a bunch of spot monkeys flipping and dipping everywhere every match.
Yeah,
and they'll
do
sell tickets.
Frankensteiner pile drivers somehow.
Yeah.
Like, it just strikes me because, like, we went from having a training montage to figure out a new move to fight a foe that has bested you to, well, we're here, time to kill you.
Yeah.
Let's do it on a waterfall now.
Yeah.
Let's do it off of a building. Just, it's a thing I've noticed. And I'm not going to say it's not enjoyable, but I feel like if I were to be an insufferable nerd about it, I would probably say it's less good, technically. But
yeah,
it's less what I would want.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also potentially mostly a me thing. It's just like, I know what I want, but I won't get it because it was 50 years ago, so I'm not gonna complain about it too hard.
Right.
And it died at episode 13.
That is something that I will say to the point of Kamen Rider as a show. Like, as much as I am inclined to agree with you, Shakes, and like, if I had my way, the entire show would have been, well, for one thing, not 98 episodes, but for another, it would have been like 45 episodes of just like what the first 3 episodes were like, and it would have had some more serious themes and a little bit of a darker tone, and I think that would have been really cool. But to the credit of Kamen Rider as a show, it's not like the show isn't entertaining anymore. Like, it's not like it's turned into a bad show or it's like not fun to watch or not still enjoyable. It's just it's different. It's enjoyable in a different way now.
Yeah. It just sort of morphed into something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if a lot of that, right down to it being 98 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be more of a speaking to, maybe they just weren't sure how long they had.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just sort of making episodes and eventually figured someday the money would stop coming.
Right.
and
And it
whatever.
kind of just didn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the thing. Like, at a certain point, they clearly realized, well, this iteration of the product is making lots of money, and we are becoming established. But there's not much we can do with it anymore.
Mhm.
Like, so we aren't gonna like try and carry a narrative because we kind of gave up on that just in case. Pure
Yeah,
conjecture again, but still,
no, but
that's the vibe.
yeah, it wouldn't be surprising because yeah, it really does kind of strike you, especially when you even just going from the first 3 episodes to like episode 4, and just the changes between that, it really kind of feels like Kamen Rider was something that they took a gamble on that literally became like an overnight success. You know, they captured lightning in a bottle and were like, well, shit, what do we do with this? This wasn't supposed to make money, let alone this much. I guess we got to start changing things. And so, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the decision-making process was like, fuck it, let's ride the storm as far as it'll take us. And, you know, once it took them across the country and overseas, they were like, oh, the storm's not running out of gas anytime soon. I guess we need to start figuring out some long-term shit. Which, I don't know at what point they determine. I guess if I'm just going based off of, you know, the way the arcs are listed on like the Kamen Rider wiki, for instance, I guess episode 79 is when they figured out the storm doesn't run out of gas. And they were like, maybe we need to figure out what the fuck we're doing. But again, pure conjecture. Does anyone have any other thoughts for the episode before we?
Well,
First,
Go
we didn't
ahead.
actually finish the episode.
Yeah, we did.
yeah. Well, I mean, we finished
well,
the
you did the synopsis,
Well,
but
we,
well,
we
yeah.
haven't talked about everything.
Heard through it.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, that's I was trying to segue back to that.
Yeah, I was thinking more so along the lines of, though, to start, we didn't actually describe what Poison Butterfly looks like.
We didn't, huh?
yeah,
No,
we,
we super
we
did.
see them for the very first time around this scene in good lighting. They did show up earlier, but they were, you know, completely silhouetted. But in the scene where they do take Taki captive and then fight Takashi, that's the very first time that we see them in broad daylight in their full glorious
Beautiful.
form. Beautiful.
Looking at this costume, I think both of the monsters in these episodes are okay, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I do see where the dissension comes from.
I definitely like the
This
This
second
one is very silly.
I like the second one a lot more than the first one.
Yeah.
This suit's... You know what this suit is? This suit is a shining gold star that, if you notice, the edges on it are a little crumpled, and it looks like maybe it wasn't cut out that well, and Sharpie on it, we had to scratch out World's Best Dad and put "You tried." They sure made a fucking attempt with this suit. No, they did not
I
stick
think
the landing.
I'm going to be the voice of dissent here and say I think I do prefer this outfit over the next one.
Really?
Wow.
And don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't have my qualms with it, for sure, but I think it's because and we'll talk about it once we get there, but the cyborg outfit for episode 57, I feel, is been there, done that to a great degree.
You're not wrong.
I look at this thing and I'm
Mhm.
like, I already feel like this looks like at least 3 other monsters to a point where, like, I don't really think this thing has much of anything uniquely going for it. Whereas this one, yeah, she's not perfect, but I know who she is. She's iconic.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, it kind of reminds me of Bee-Woman. Because
No, that makes sense, actually.
with Bee-Woman, it was an interesting suit, but for what the criteria was and what it was trying to like represent, it doesn't work. And I feel like the suit's the same because it's an interesting concept, but it doesn't really work for
what it's supposed
what's
to
being
be.
presented.
I
Whereas
don't know.
to back
I
up
feel
what
like oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. to back up what B was saying, also, it's just, I think what was being presented in episode 37 or 57, they pretty much nailed. They're like, yeah, that's what it is. But it doesn't really do it in a way that is anything beyond what is expected, if that makes sense.
That's fair.
I do have personal, like, specific opinions about how the outfit of the next episode does kind of fail, but I do agree that it does hit the bare minimum criteria, and it's like, yeah, you did it, you passed, I guess, sure. This is a perfectly functional thing.
Exactly.
This is like your generic brand of the generic brand Cheerios. It'll get the job done, I guess. Whereas this is kind of like that possibly over expensive like cereal that probably doesn't taste good, but you can at least say nothing tastes like this. Any other cereals taste like this, and I guess that has got to be worth something.
Does it though?
This is
I see. I think Guria or Gorilla, whatever, butterfly.
Yeah.
Poison butterfly.
Call her
from
Jeff
Amazon.
Bezos.
no. I wouldn't do disservice.
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Well,
I was
I'm
gonna say, I don't know if she's
95%
that
sure
evil, but
Jeff
she's
Bezos
just not
is a
that
Nazi.
rich. What's the
Different
difference?
kinds of badness, for sure.
What's the difference at a certain point?
Yeah, really.
But what the hell was I saying? This suit is like almost feels like an artistic interpretation of an assignment. Like someone read something and they're like, I'm gonna do my version of this. Because it's like, I don't think it's like it. This isn't what I would think of if someone's like, I am a butterfly monster from Kamen Rider. You know, there's obviously we've seen cool moths and shit, so we have a kind of an image in our head. But it's like I'm a monster that sort of represents the concept of butterflies. It's actually kind of neat, like artistically.
I was actually gonna say something similar. Is I feel like this suit is the equivalent of getting an art school assignment and then doing something kind of surreal and weird with it. The teacher says, you need to have it grounded more, and then the next assignment is just overcorrected and very bare bones.
You can get more creative with it, I think. What do you want from me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted generic guff. Like,
I want your guff. F.
Yeah, fuck you.
Get out of my classroom.
Oh, but we should actually describe this thing.
Yeah.
We've just been critiquing it this whole time.
Well,
So
I
what
think,
does it actually
now
look
that
I
like?
think this is the first time we've actually had suits worth like critiquing. Like, because I feel like if I recall correctly, with the last two suits, we were kind of just like generally like, yo, these suits good.
Yeah.
And I think with the suits before that as well, we were like, these suits good. So I think
It's just been pretty good since the movie.
Yeah, those two were really fucking cool.
I think this is the first time we've had like a little bit of dissent about the suits, and like we've had suits to like really talk about, really sink our teeth into. But yeah, please, anyone, B drops, go ahead and describe the suit. Yes, I chose you because you're an artist.
Wow.
Damn.
Thank you. Though I am certainly amongst my kind.
Yeah,
here.
this is true. I'm the only non-artist here.
I guess I'll start us off in any case. If anybody wants to pipe in with things I've forgotten.
Yeah.
I will start with the most ornate and obvious thing that needs to be described, that being the head. Okay, so I'll state the obvious first and foremost. The left side of the head is the left side of a butterfly. It has two wings coming out of the side of the head, though the shape of the top wing, of the larger wing, is kind of strange. It's not simply a flat wing coming out of like the side or the back of the head. It's like an ear. It's like an elephant ear.
Yeah, very Dumbo-esque energy.
Coming out of their
Yeah,
shoulder. Yeah.
A little, yeah, and not sure why that is. If they turn to the side, if they give you that profile view while you're looking at those butterfly wings, you can see kind of like a there's some sort of crevice. There's a space there. It's weird. It's super weird.
Mm-hmm.
It really is kind of like an ear. On the right side is what I assume is representative of a flower. It is like a set of purple petals, but it's more of a like, it's not separate petals so much as it's like a single ruffle.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah, I
it
was
looks
gonna
like
say
one
it's
of those like
ruffles.
old-timey
Yeah.
like neck ruffles that people used to wear. If you like
Yeah.
took one
But a
of those
very
and cut in
unimpressive
yeah,
one.
an unimpressive one that you cut in half and you only wore the right side of.
And he dyed it purple.
Yeah, it's real weird.
The head shape is unique. How do I describe this? Okay, silhouette wise, it kind of looks like a dog.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
elongated, and it has these two it comes to a point twice on top, like dog ears with, like, the valley below. So silhouette wise, it does really kind of look like a dog. And it has these long angular eyes coming up from the middle back up the sides, kind of matching the curvature of the ears, I guess. And then it do got a bug mouth.
it do have a bug mouth.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else to call that. It do got a bug mouth, and two wiry, twisted antenna. The body is so it has this like red base, and there's these organic green shapes. I think it's supposed to look like a bunch of like plant stems. I don't know, maybe like the flower or something growing along its body. So it does look very plant-like. This runs all over its body,
Yeah,
save for its hands, which are that pure red that isn't on the base there. And it also, got the belt and the boots, as she do.
always gotta have your belt and your boots, girl. Yeah, it's weird. It is weird how much plant theming is in this suit for a suit that, at least as far as things were explained in the episode, seems like it's supposed to just be a butterfly.
So, I have a single revision that I would want to make to this suit, most specifically, that I think would really help me personally with, I don't know, I guess perceiving this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to get a little monstrous with how you organize the face, but essentially, instead of having a head with wings growing out of it, I want an actual butterfly perched atop the head. In that side view, you'll have the full set of all four wings, and it's atop this plant body that
Mhm.
has a flower fully coming out of the top instead of just this little collar here.
Mm.
And that would be my initial revision that I think would help me at the very least.
Yeah, I could see that helping.
Yeah. I can also see something like, they probably didn't really have the luxury to do such a thing back in the 70s, but the lighting under there is really bad.
Mm.
So you kind of just see, like, in the close-up, you see kind of this gloss of red, and the colors get kind of muddied. So it just kind of looks like inside of an ear, as, V described.
Yeah, because the horrible shape, instead of making it flat and sort of angled up so it catches the light,
Yeah.
they've turned it has like a crevasse. It's like cavernous. It has a roof.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And with that, unless it's with that full body and you can see the light hitting off some of the design and see the light hitting off the bottom of the wing and how it kind of makes that shape, it doesn't really read as easily. And also the head shape. You were very right with it being kind of like a dog. If you picture like an MS Paint dog specifically, that's probably what it is. Just like the snout is just like a little like a lump, and just like a wiener dog sort of thing. I don't know. It's
a weird
interesting.
suit. It's we can get more into the suit wars in the next episode where I will have to where I will have to defend the suit that I personally of these two prefer. But I think really at the end of the day maybe it comes down to my issues with the suit being that it's just a little too ambitious.
It's too avant-garde.
A little bit.
I certainly
It's
agree
hard to
that
parse.
I don't think it truly succeeded in what it was setting out to do, despite the fact that I want to give it points for setting its sights so high in the first place compared to the next one.
I think maybe part of the reason though I can't bring myself to give it those points is because I've seen other suits from the same show that have set their sights as high or higher and then stuck the landing. So it's hard to kind of give this one full credit because it's like, well, I know you guys can do this. I've seen you do it before. So how'd you fuck this one up?
I'm doing this for 57 weeks.
Yeah, we do this week to week.
We do this on a weekly basis,
Pain.
and you were getting better. And then right in this area.
We're tired.
Yeah, I guess.
Everybody hits the art block. Everybody has a bad week.
No, that's fair. That is entirely fair. Yeah, maybe I'm being cruel.
I think I also just just figured out what they were trying to do with that shape. I feel like there was supposed to be more flying in this, because...
Maybe.
There certainly was not, though.
There certainly wasn't.
No,
But
yeah, there was not much.
when looking at it from under, there's a scene where Gorilla jumps up and you can see a downward angle or an upward angle looking towards her, and in that instance it really does read like half the butterfly silhouette. But you just never see it in an angle where it can read outside of that.
Yeah.
So it goes.
So it goes.
I think we were still at that whack-ass bomb.
Yes.
The one set for 5 minutes.
Yeah, we that was the last place we had been talking about was the whack ass bomb.
That bomb is so whack, y'all.
I feel the need to remind the rest of the podcast that we have at least finished the synopsis, but yeah, that's the last bit we were talking about. But y'all have free reign to jump across the episode as you see fit, whatever you want to talk about, because we are done with the synopsis. And if y'all are done, then I'm gonna just say Wooby, and we can get going. Yo, shout out to Wooby.
I'm not done roasting this bomb.
All right, roast the bomb.
Yeah, no,
No,
of course
I'm just
not.
kidding. It's just very funny.
It's really.
I keep thinking about it. This bomb is supposed to blow up the entire house, and Hongo arrives and chucks it back at them, and they hide behind the tiniest tree. The tiniest tree as it goes.
And it gets one dude.
Did it get one dude?
It gets one guy.
I didn't even notice anyone dying to that thing because they all just hover and lived.
They get, no, because Gorilla hides behind the tree, and there's a Shocker Mook that hides right behind her to like. Let's see, if she was here, he's hiding to her left, and then there's another Mook a little bit farther to her right, and he gets hit by the bomb, and you watch him he makes a big pose and falls over.
Yeah, he went down like a flashbang, not a house destroying.
In my world, I think that Mook faked it.
You think?
Yeah.
You think he just wanted to get out of work early?
Yeah, he's gonna go home. Because you can see the bomb blow up. There's two people that aren't hiding behind the tree, and they're perfectly fine. And then the one in front gets up after the initial explosion, and then gets hit with some dust and then falls over. It's amazing.
Allergies.
Yeah.
Died of complications to being near a tiny bomb.
It's like you might as well have just. There's no damage to the ground, no damage to the tree. You might as well have just thrown like pop rocks at him.
Yeah, really.
Sincerely, if you kicked dust up at me, I might die too.
That's fair.
Yeah, gotcha.
Shout out to all my fucking Cody players in Street Fighter 4. Just kick dust at them. That'll get them.
Get that sand in my eyes. God, you synopsised it. It's just I feel like there was so much that happened, while also very little.
Yeah, it's
at the same time.
That's weird. That's kind of what we were talking about, though. Like these episodes. These episodes are the same
a lot of
length.
spectacle.
Yeah, it's something that I've noticed too about, because that's the thing. Writing the synopsis has legitimately started to become more difficult, because there have been a lot of sections that are just kind of Hongo fights Shocker. I don't know what else to put, because the synopsis otherwise would just be Hongo fights Shocker for a long time.
So there was a part where Tachibana gets captured along with them
For some reason.
Yes.
and Hongo starts pulling out the knife tricks.
Yep.
But they're like, oh, we got Tachibana, you can't do that shit. And like they're like, drop your fucking knives. And Taki's like, oh shit, well he just puts down his knife. And Hongo is like, he's like pointing it and just sort of like flicks his wrist and goes into like into a different grip on the
It's the CQC grip.
Yeah, he's like and just like and then sets it down. I feel like this was something B was drinking.
I imagine B was drinking that Kool-Aid.
Because Hongo was
Having a good time.
Hongo was just so knife happy for a single scene, because like he
had his own knife.
Yeah.
He brought his own from home. This is brand new, and I'm living for it.
He brought two. They take his knife and they lock him up, and he pulls out another one.
Another one.
This is a new development entirely. Also, completely just derailing us for half a second, I want to mention that this all takes place in that same house.
Mm-hmm.
They got Scooby-Doo trap-doored into the dungeon basement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Yes.
One of my favorite things about Hongo here is that he does the knife tricks, drops the knife reluctantly, and then looks so disappointed.
He really does.
Like, not threatened, not enraged. He's just pouting, and it's amazing.
You ruined his fun.
Yeah, he wanted to have
you
a
took
nice
his
fight.
candy bar.
Stole
It's like,
fizzy
It's
liquid
okay,
drink.
Takeshi. You'll get
I
them.
wanted
Get him
murder
next
and
time.
bloodshed.
And oh yeah, when they threaten Tachibana, Ambassador Hell holds a folded whip at Tachibana's neck like it's a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Don't move," or he gets.
Which, shout out to Tachibana, by the way. He's like, I'll die if I have to. Just stop them. Hell yeah, Tachibana
also-
continuing to be a ride or die. Literally
Yeah,
just being
remaining-
like,
yeah, nothing
fucking,
not consistent.
fucking whatever. Kill me if you gotta, but I'm not gonna let you just take over the world, you pieces of shit. What a hero.
I think about the tongue bit
Mhm.
more often than I probably should. I'm just like,
Me too,
I-
honestly.
It's fucking
I-
iconic.
I strive to live that honorably for my friends and people.
That raw.
Yeah.
That loyalty.
Yeah.
Love this crazy old bastard.
Same.
Rage.
Um,
Absolutely. What immediately follows all of that is fantastic. Especially the immediate cut is great. So, knife tricks, fire tricks, whatever. He caused an explosion to get their attention, so they're mad at him and get him out of the cell. As soon as the explosion is over and we see a mook be like, "Eek," and notice it, immediate hard cut to him just getting
whipped.
abused.
yeah.
Getting
With-
whipped.
It's jarring.
It's so
I have
weird.
to-
I thought I looked away and missed something.
I have to write the note that I put, and I apologize in advance if this is too much. But I saw that scene of him getting whipped, and in my notes I just put, "Your name is Toby."
lord.
Good lord.
Some of our burden.
No, it's not. But I'm sure if Japan had a Reading Rainbow, he would have hosted it. And God, that would have been magical.
He wouldn't have been a bad choice for just a fun host.
Yeah, truly, just
He's got a physical charisma to him. I think he could put him in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Shout out
Like
Hiroshi
Kamen
Fujiwaka. Yeah.
My note for the scene reads, "Why did you let him out?"
Yeah, I was also thinking that as it was happening. I was like, you realize you fucked
know
up,
exactly
right?
where this goes.
Yeah.
What on earth?
They really had to get him out of that cell somehow. They being the writers.
Mhm.
And
apparently the conveniently placed explosives wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I don't know why that wasn't like his escape route. It was no, they're gonna bring him out to punish him for, and then he just sort of goes, never mind, and starts beating people
Oh
up.
no! Please don't punish me.
Yeah, how did you think that would go? Why are you holding the Superman? He just escapes your grip.
That kick was
Yeah.
so good. That his opening kick was so good.
It's really
He's like, he's feigning like a lack of strength after having been whipped so many times. He's struggling to hold himself up, so the mooks who have been holding his arms back are like, oh, and they try to carry more of his weight to help bring him up to continue the abuse. And once they've supported enough of his weight, he pulls up his legs and double kicks the ambassador right in the
Hell
face.
yeah. To which Ambassador Hell goes, fuck this.
Yeah,
Bye.
and he fucking leaves, which is understandable.
It is really, it's really funny.
It is.
He starts beating feet and Honko chases him and he just goes, smoke bomb. And he's out of there.
He's fucking gonzo, baby.
And we get to have a fight at a cool dam.
Yeah.
And Honko gets to literally punt a mook
Yeah.
into the air.
God, that was
and off the dam.
best
So
use of
good.
ragdoll in a while, especially because
Yeah.
that ragdoll was like paper thin. I don't know what was going on with that dude's limbs.
Lost his stuff.
That shit had no
Yeah.
substance.
And yeah, like he literally does like a football punt on this man.
Yeah.
And they chuck the ragdoll up and over the wall
It's so fucking good.
and falls all the way off the dam. It was amazing.
It fucking rules.
Also, shoutouts to Woody, whoever that is.
Was
There's
it
some graffiti.
Wooby?
I thought it was Wooby. It looked like a bee.
It's
Yeah,
Wooby.
I thought that was
Wooby.
was it
Wooby.
actually?
I thought it was
I
Wooby.
just thought
I
we were
believe
pretty
it's
sure it was Wooby.
I think y'all.
Wait,
Let's check the tapes.
Why wouldn't it be an actual English word?
Because
Why would it say Woody?
Because
'Cause
people
it
write
sounds
all
like
kinds of weird shit
Bonner.
in graffiti.
Then why wouldn't they write Wooby?
yeah,
That's not a word.
why can't it be Woomy Shakes?
Because
What's
we're a
wrong with
little
Wooby?
early.
Huh? All the graffiti
Well, you know,
that you
yeah,
see
people
always
keep
makes total sense.
People keep saying it's an anime, and I don't agree. That's all I got.
I really want to go check this again. Come on. Up. This is the scene.
So-
Let's hit the instant replay.
I see. Well,
I got it. It says Wooby,
yeah, that's.
and it says Mario NYC.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I also noticed Mario NYC
Mario Real,
1270.
That's the guy who rented out their apartment. Scare me about this.
hey, look at that. Okay.
I can see an argument for either Wooby or Woody. From what I'm
Is
seeing.
this
I don't know
Whoopi.
if that's an intentional mark.
Yeah,
on
that
the-
is why I'm saying that I can see an argument. I still wanted to say Wooby because that's more fun, but
Wooby Tuesdays.
yeah, Wooby
yeah, we'll be
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
But
Sorry, Wooby Wednesdays.
This
but if like
I don't know my
this
own
graf-
more.
if some 70-year-old like Japanese dude hunts me down on this podcast now and is like, I was trying to write Woody, you bitch, I'd be like, yeah, all right, fair enough.
I love Woody Harrelson.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a thing by the 70s.
I don't
Maybe.
think so. Anyway, my note
Mario?
says Wooby. And that's what's important.
mine do too.
Choose your side.
Yeah.
People, choose your side, viewers. What do you think? Vote now on your phones.
Vote now on your phones. In the comments, write if you're Team Woody or Team Wooby.
Link to picture below, I guess. Or watch the episode, whatever.
Yeah, watch the episode.
For free on Shout Factory. You can
For
totally
real.
do that. Please sponsor
Yeah.
us.
Shout Factory, please
Woody
sponsor us. We bought your...
Woody Harrelson would have been 10 years old.
Maybe it was Woody Harrelson then. Maybe
he went to Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll never see me.
Oh.
I'm on Kamen Rider.
Getting back to the fight.
speaking of...
Yeah, basically, sword fight. Kamen Rider fights Gurira at the dam over the capsule. There's a few interesting exchanges of Gurira trying to like throw the capsule into the water. Kamen Rider jumps over and catches it. They exchange it in the air a couple times, or it falls on the floor, and they chase after it real quick. The thing I just can't help but think is, okay, actually, I guess before I talk about that, maybe we should talk about Gurira's death.
Yeah.
You mean when she loses that
was
toy
fun.
dog fight?
I was gonna
Yes.
I was gonna mention something before, just as a one-off.
yes?
Go ahead.
Mhm.
We mentioned it in the episode, or like during the watching, but what the hell is Rider Plane?
Oh yeah. I did read that there. We didn't mention that there's a song
there's a song
playing in this
playing.
fight
Yeah.
I
scene
think
with
a new one.
lyrics.
Oh, it's absolutely new.
Yeah, and it was talking about all of the
I'm like-
cool things that Kamen Rider has that you're about to be able to buy, like the Rider Plane and the Rider Jet.
Yeah, for sure.
And the
And
Rider
the-
Swim.
Yeah, and the Rider Shark Repellent.
I truly couldn't tell how many of these things were supposed to be objects and how many of these things were supposed to be actions. Like,
Well, because the first couple of ones are like Rider Jump, Rider Kick, Rider Chop, you know. They're
yeah.
like actions and
Wait.
also some of his finishers. But then, yeah, they start getting into like Rider Plane and Rider Jet, and you're like, what the fuck?
Actually, the more I'm reading about this, the more I'm very curious. What the calling up whirlpools with a rider's screw?
yeah,
What?
Yeah?
he's gonna use spin attacks.
Hell
The
yeah.
ne-
very
punch.
next line, dragging enemies down with a rider lung.
Yeah,
What?
The Rider Lung is what he uses to breathe underwater,
I
Obviously.
just.
obviously.
What is?
It's like the
this?
rebreather from the Star Wars prequels.
Fucking, I was literally just thinking
Same brain.
that stupid ass thing that never comes back.
Use it in one scene.
Yeah. Not Gungans.
And that brings us to the death of.
Yes.
Yeah, to the
Relax.
to the dogfight of toys.
Yeah.
Which, in hindsight, seems like it would actually be a fun concept for a video game. Just like one of those airplane dogfight simulators, but you're a bunch of like toy action figures and shit. That'd be
Oh
cool.
hell yeah, that'd be
That sounds so
that'd
fun.
be so good.
That'd be dope
That'd
as
be
hell.
really cute.
Anyway, do you want to go, Shakes?
Well, if you hadn't guessed how we're describing it,
Yeah.
they jump. I guess Gorilla jumps, I believe, and then
Mhm.
Ryder jumps after her, and they're soaring in the sky, and they are action figures, and they kind of flip the action figure around and then have a cut. So you cut back to him doing the Rider kick,
Yeah.
so high in the air, and then we cut back, or we get a little reaction shot, and then we cut back, and that shit just explodes.
Fucking
They just popped an
explodes.
action figure.
They blow the shit out of this fucking gorilla
And it's
toy,
like-
and you can like you watch her legs go careening in
Yeah.
the background.
I was gonna say, they kicked that bitch in half.
Yeah,
Like,
it was fucking
bisected
nuts.
this thing.
It was. I mean, it was like almost a surprisingly insane death, considering like how insane like the Roach Man death was. Like, I was like, surely
Yeah.
we're not gonna escalate past that in the next episode, but we almost did. Like, holy
Surely.
shit!
Correction.
I wish. Yes.
We didn't. They didn't blow her up in half. They blew her up into at least 3.
Oh,
Because
there's a
her
third
legs-
chunk.
Yeah, her legs are separated. They're individual pieces now.
Oh,
Well, it went fast.
It's amazing.
I I know they couldn't have possibly had the foresight for this because obviously you do that shit after you're done filming, for special effects and then splice it in. I wish they had the foresight of that though, because he lands, like the explosion happens, and then he lands very shortly after, and it's the cut is so fast from the explosion that I was literally waiting for a second for the legs to fall down behind him.
That would have been such a dope fucking. If they had managed that, that would have been
Like,
so choice.
Horrific.
If they had the foresight to be like, this is how we want the special effect to happen, so we could film some stuff, like it would have been cool if there was just like smoke and debris falling behind him. That would have been really neat, and would have gone miles for the special effects. But whatever. people weren't thinking about that.
Yeah, it's you work with what you have in the timeline you've got, and they always say hindsight is 2022. That's a year joke, everybody.
Yep.
Oh, yep.
But the thing I had been keeping track of this whole time, because I love how Kamen Rider doesn't usually keep very good track of these sort of things, is so this whole time they're fighting over the possession of the capsule that has the scales that will poison the water supply.
Poison the water hole.
There's a snake
Where's
in
the
my
capsule?
book.
Yeah.
Girita was the last one in possession of the capsule when she flew up. And I don't know if the capsule just fell into the water, because I have no confirmation whatsoever that it was destroyed when she was broken into pieces, because she, was in pieces. She wasn't, like, incinerated or anything. She didn't just blow up and vanish like so many other cyborgs. They blew up an action figure, so she fell in chunks back to the Earth. Where's the capsule?
Don't worry about it.
It's
well,
with the teddy bear nuclear codes from the movie.
Well, you see, B, we only have a minute left in the episode, so who fucking
Yeah.
cares about anything? Hongo has to leave now. His planet needs him.
Yeah, he's got to go get that lumberjack slam I was talking about.
Yeah, for real. Like, yeah. I feel like Kamen Rider historically has done a better job with this.
Yeah,
It's not as terrible as it has been.
they
in the
definitely
past,
have done a better job of keeping track of stuff like this. Because
And
other
not
episodes
just-
would have at least, like, made sure, like, Taki or Tachibana had a hand on it, or, like, came running up
right.
with it afterwards or something.
Yeah, like it's not just continuity, but like resolution of your own plot. Was in these two episodes both kind of just completely gone. Like that spectacle over substance kind of thing is like really came hard on this one, because boy howdy did they kill a monster and leave. And like
Immediately.
with nothing about like, oh man, like, glad we got this capsule back, saving Sandor. Oh yeah, destroyed along with the monster. Thank God.
Yeah, it's like, it's not even
actually,
in the closing narration either. They just, like, don't fucking acknowledge its existence past
it's just
Girita getting killed.
We're done. Bye.
Yeah, see you next time on Thunder.
Yeah, we'll see you on Thunder. Like, I wrote it down for the next episode because it's equally jarring. But yeah, we just end.
There's in the, like, meme I made of, I think, the laugh, I forget, Archimedes' laugh or whoever.
Yeah, that was Alchimedes.
I did one of those harsh cut ends, just because it's so abrupt and stupid, and that's kind of what they're doing just naturally now.
A little bit.
And it's kind of funny.
Yeah, they very easily could have just, with the way this episode ends, they could have just, like, cut to credits immediately after Hongo lands, and that's about that, and that is exactly actually as much resolution as this episode would have gotten otherwise.
Yeah.
Have you seen that thing about the movie Blood Debts?
I have not. Tell me.
Oh man, I almost don't want. I don't want to reveal it to you.
Okay.
It is the masterpiece of abrupt endings.
It's
Oh.
that choice.
It is. I don't know if I should suggest people. Ritzy knows. I don't know if I suggest people to watch just that ending because you'll find it. But or I say subject yourself to the entire movie because I feel like the build-up is important to how abrupt it is.
You've gotta subject yourself to the entire thing if you want a payoff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or lack thereof. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if we're gonna go find the movie Blood Debt. Hello, everybody. We hope you're having a lot of fun with the episode. I know we certainly are. We just wanted to take a quick moment to thank you for enjoying the podcast, if you have been, and letting you know that if you like the people on here and you want to check out more from us, you can all find us on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me, KingFats95th, on Twitter at KingFats95, that's capital K, capital F, or on Twitch at twitch.tv/KingFats95. You can find the Magical Will Gopher at Will Gopher on Twitter and on Twitch at twitch.tv/themagicalwillgopher. You can find Action Shakespeare at That Gal in the Hat and on Twitch at twitch.tv/ACTN Shakespeare. And you can find B-Drops at BDropsArt and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BDrops. We also want to remind you that we have a Patreon that's full of all sorts of fun goodies that you can get in on, like behind-the-scenes notes and early episode access. Also, if you are on the $5 or higher tier, you get to get a special shout-out on the podcast, just like our two current patrons, Dead Ode and Public Opinion, which, again, we just want to say big ups and thank you to the two of them for supporting the podcast. And if you want your name featured here, you can do the same. Just hit us up on our Patreon. The link is both in the Twitter bio for the podcast at First Ride Pod, as well as it should be in the information on every episode. So go ahead and go give us a hand if you feel like we've earned it. Thank you so much, and we hope you continue to enjoy the episode.
How about that Kamen
How about
Rider?
that Kamen Rider? Kamen Rider would never.
Your hunger would clean the dishes.
Takeshi. I think
Takeshi
Takeshi.
probably tips 15%.
Takeshi Hongo's probably never spilled a drop of food in his life.
I shouldn't say what I was going to say.
Shihango doesn't eat or drink anymore.
I'm pretty sure we've at least seen him drink coffee.
Just making the Buntain Simpsons again.
How's that for a segue out from, speaking of unsuccessful segues?
Yeah, really.
What do you think of that to lead us into episode 57?
I love it.
Facts.
Let's get right into it. Let's continue to unsuccessfully ride the segue right off a cliff. With episode 57 of the original Kamen Rider series, the Tsuchigomo Man, Dokumande, which we never actually, I don't think we ever saw any uses of the Japanese name in the episode, did we?
Maybe once.
That was me hitting the ground.
Rip. Poor B-Drop.
I didn't pick up. That's
So the translated name that we got was Tsuchigomo Man Poison Mondo, which I like better personally. I like Poison Mondo.
What's up?
Dokumando does roll off the tongue.
Mondo.
Poison Mondo, Dokumando.
Dokumando.
What a guy.
He's the Poison Commando. Anyway,
Commando.
it's Kamen Rider episode 57. Original air date April 29th, 1972. And it starts a little something like this. Thank you. The episode opens with Hongo at his university. That's Jonon University, for those who might not have recalled.
For those of you who are not true
For
fans.
those of you who might not have can't use the Chevy.
You read the lore of
For those
Kamen
of you
Rider?
not following along with the Shin Kamen Rider Spirits manga. Anyway, the episode opens.
No, I have to hold myself back.
And we could go.
I
We could
wanna-
go for so
Actually,
long we
wait.
I
can't.
could go for days doing
That does
Timmy
actually
bit.
bring up a good point, though.
How? Please go. Do it.
Does it?
Mhm.
Do we have confirmation one way or the other? Is this Hongo's lab, or is this just a lab he uses?
I believe it's because I'm assuming that's fair. I am making the assumption that this is the lab at Jonan University, which it does make a point to specify all the way back in episode 1 that he is a student at
Yeah.
Jonan University.
Huh. Okay, because
600 IQ student.
Yeah, 600 IQ student.
they're
A little fresh
Yeah,
young boy.
just a wee little lad.
everyone else is going to be screwed if they grade on the bell curve.
No, true.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is in the manga it states that he specifically has his own laboratory and his own, sets of like workshops and stations.
Okay, well then this definitely can't be that.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's-
imagine this
I don't
would
know.
be
I just kind of just realized like that's something they retconned it from the manga to this.
I
Well,
was-
maybe not.
I was gonna
'cause-
say in the manga, Tachibana is also bald and looks like Dr.
Yeah, there's that
Wily,
too.
I mean,
So
yes, but it's just another interesting little thing because there's also like a really big thing that happens in the manga.
to
that
be fair,
is
there's
very different.
There's nothing saying that little lab that we saw him use in the last episode where he analyzes the butterfly powder. Maybe that's his personal lab, and this one was just the lab at the school.
could be.
But if anything, yeah, this is either the school's laboratory or this scientist's laboratory. Either way, he's definitely taking the lead role here, but
Mhm.
more on an equal level to Takeshi, and because they're working here more as colleagues rather than like Takeshi working as like some sort of understudy is not the right word, but
Yeah,
assistant.
he's
He's
not
assisting him with
Yeah.
this work.
Yeah,
Understudy to the good
I
doctor.
don't remember him. I really don't remember them ever treating him like a student or an
Not-
understudy in any case.
Not
They
really.
He's always, yeah. He just always seems like a scientist.
But just in the way he speaks to this doctor, very much implies
for
that they are equal partners.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Speaking of that, Doctor, so we see that Hongo is at, again, we're assuming, or at least I was assuming when I wrote this, it was the university lab, and he's doing research with a colleague who's attempting to create a liquid that can melt and burn metal. Hongo heads home for the evening while his colleague, Sawada-san, stays to work, getting a working formula. Outside, the night guard is attacked by Poison Mondo, who camps out with Shocker until Sawada completes his research. The next morning, Shocker attacks Sawada and causes him to drive off a cliff, and almost die in an explosion. Hearing
I caught
the
him, don't
commotion,
worry.
yeah, good job, thank you, B.
Yeah, well, I'm down here, I might as well.
Hearing the commotion, Hongo
playoff.
arrives and faces off against Shocker, saving Sawada after Shocker flees, with B's help, of course. So yeah, let's that's the beginning chunk of the episode. Let's get into it.
I love the setup of this guy making metal exploding
Yeah.
sauce.
The different flavors of Kool-Aid.
because
He's making the jet fuel that melts steel beams.
yeah, for sure. And he's like, and Hongo is like immediately like looks at this shit and goes like, man, Shocker's probably gonna fuck with this. And he goes like, hey, dude, don't you think this like has the potential for massive abuse? And his colleague just goes, no, this is gonna be really cool and good, actually.
I think it's going to have a lot of good industrial uses.
Yeah, it always is.
The Ure.
Which, like, again, he's probably not wrong, but also dog.
But also Hongo is just like, come on, man. You made shit that destroys metal. You know how much metal there is in the world?
To be destroyed?
There's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's like a shit ton. Actually, I don't know if you noticed.
No, you see, I can't possibly fathom with all of my wildest imagination how this could possibly be militarized. Not at all.
Not even remotely.
Can you imagine though, honestly,
It's gonna be
it's
fun.
kind of funny thinking of like dudes running up at tanks with water guns full of this stuff. You pull out the super soaker.
Yeah.
How would you? What would the tanks be made out of?
They're tanks, they're made out of metal.
Metal.
Traditionally, yeah.
Uh huh. But
They're shooting tanks with it, Gopher.
they're shooting. Oh, they're shooting tanks with.
The weapon tanks.
I heard fill the tanks with it, and I'm like, yeah, but you know.
The tanks are made out of
Yeah,
plastic.
those tanks are made out of
Oh no,
They
we're
shoot
immune.
the-
Okay,
and
yeah.
they
Okay, good.
and they shoot the metal tanks.
Yeah.
Not with bullets,
But with water.
but with
Yeah.
sauce.
With hype sauce.
Some of those flavors
Yeah.
really do look hype saucy.
Well,
A little bit.
you know, hype sauce and most G Fuel in general does burn the back of my throat sometimes, so it's like it's a step removed. I
On
think.
God?
Are you okay?
Yeah, are you good, fam?
Maybe.
Are
Gopher,
you sure?
I do not believe G Fuel is supposed to
It's-
harm you like this.
It don't burn
No,
normally.
Not in like a fiery sense, you know, just in a little like that's shocking to the back of my throat. Do you not get that?
No.
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 Do you have
You might be eating those spicy bananas. Are you allergic to
Yeah,
those?
itchy
holy
strawberries?
I don't think so.
I must peel away the green screen paper and stick my face in to the hole I've made John Cena style and ask, are you sure about that?
No.
Please go get checked.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, you and
do you
me
normally-
a heckin' concern.
Do you normally experience a burning sensation in the back of your throat when you consume other similar things? Energy drinks or diet drinks that contain sugar
Well, it's
substitutes?
because of the
or...
sour.
So when you eat sour things normally, does it do that to you?
I mean, sometimes. Oh, jeez.
And just what do you mean? And just sometimes. That only makes it
One
sound more
second.
like an allergic reaction.
Oh god. What if it did?
So yeah, old Sawada's making jet fuel.
And pouring it
Um,
on metal statues of his ex-wife. Take that.
Yeah. Crusty old bitch.
It was such a weird sequence.
But like literally.
Like he's testing it. Obviously, we're having a montage of him testing his cool
Mhm.
metal exploding juice.
Yeah.
And he's just like he gets on a little like plate, and he gets it going, and boom. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep testing this. We just have this bust of a woman made of metal,
Mhm.
looking crusty
What's
as shit."
the woman?
He just dumps it all over her like that old sequence they used to do where that blood is going over a globe and the monster
Mhm.
hand touches it. I miss that so much.
Yeah, that was a good sequence.
But instead of just having a monster hand touch it, it bursts into flames. And
Yeah.
he's so satisfied with his clearly not evil science. And then falls asleep at his desk.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't think he does fall asleep because
Oh,
it
yeah,
seemed
no,
like he
he's
was. Yeah, he just stays up through the night.
He doesn't even notice until like he goes, "Oh shit, it's morning." Well,
Yeah.
alright.
I feel that.
God,
Yo, same.
y'all.
Look, sometimes you start a thing and then you look out the window and it's sunny and then you realize, oh god.
Sometimes you
I didn't
thought, I'll be done
realize.
with this by 3 a.m. And then the room seems really bright suddenly.
Yeah, he just. Sometimes you get in one of those fugue states, you just start working. You're like Kermit at the typewriter, just clacking away.
Yeah.
I only ever had that with a video game, and I think it was fucking Breath of the Wild.
Oh, wow.
I simply cannot relate to people on a regular sleep schedule. I'm sorry.
I did.
It's okay,
I'm
V. We love
Very
you anyway.
happy that you're healthy.
I did. Well, I don't know. Work has never engaged me quiet, but play sometimes. There's sometimes I've played a video game that's just like, I look out the window. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, see, that's the real difference between
Yeah.
between you and us. B is Shakes and I hate our jobs.
Well, the thing is, it's not only work that makes it, like, rough to maintain a sleep schedule. I have too many things that make me really, really bad at it. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
quite difficult for me. I
It's-
think Gopher probably understands.
No,
what
to
I'm
be
talking
to be
about.
fair,
Yeah.
as someone who has kind of lived on both sides of the spectrum, I remember for the brief stint when I was unemployed that my sleep schedule was dog shit. It was just the worst because there was nothing forcing me to go to bed and then wake up at specific times.
Mm.
Once you break free of that earthly tether, time truly stops mattering.
I think
And-
this is the time we insert a PSA to everybody to please sleep, please sleep. I'm begging you to please
Yeah.
sleep. Rest your eyes,
I'm-
rest your weary
Do a little
soul.
sleepy.
I'm gonna say, go to sleep when you're tired.
Yeah.
Some people
Hmm.
are much more naturally inclined to be tired in the daytime, and it is much more helpful for you to sleep during that time and be awake at night than to try to force what is considered a normal sleep schedule if you can
I
manage
mean,
it.
yeah,
Mhm.
within reason.
Yeah.
A lot of the world runs in the day.
If you can somehow manage it at night, fantastic. But you know,
You can.
You know.
I don't know.
sometimes you wake up at 8 p.m.
This is not something you can't train yourself out of. Go for it. Stop projecting. Stop projecting onto these people.
Yeah.
Gopher, I understand. It's hard to maintain a sleep schedule. This isn't all a matter of diligence and self-control, is the entire point.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
yeah.
not always
Yeah.
staying up because you're staying up too late to do extra work, or you're staying up late with a game or watching a movie or whatever. Sometimes sleep is really hard for people to maintain. And I see you, and you're valid, and I want you to get rest when you can, please.
Yeah, no, I can't dunk on Gopher too much because I maintain a sleep schedule ostensibly, but by maintain the sleep schedule, I mean I force myself to go to bed at a certain time, and then I wake up like 6 times through the night, and then I get up for work, and I do every possible thing in my power to try and stay up, and then sometimes fall asleep anyway.
Oh.
I feel.
Yeah, that's
I feel
that's
like
my
that
real
now.
secret, Cap. is the last hour of work I have, where I'm not getting any calls for whatever reason, but they're keeping me anyway, is nap time. Sometimes, whether I like it or not.
Just
There
kick back
there've
with
definitely
cartoon
been
security.
times where I have woken up at work and been like, oh shit, that's not a good place to be waking up at.
And like, you know, sometimes you take a nap, and it's so easy to take a nap, and then you try to go to sleep like 17 hours later, and you're like, I can't sleep. Bed sucks. Feet hurt.
Yeah.
Everything's terrible. But the nap was great.
Nap was fucking tight. All of this is relating to Kamen Rider and the fact that this guy doesn't sleep, but he's
Super
still
didn't.
cognizant enough to just waltz himself out of this office.
Better
and-
start driving.
yeah, waltz himself to his car. Actually, in hindsight, it's kind of not surprising that he crashed.
Right? Dude was
Are-
sweepy.
There's kind of
sweepy
one
shit,
thing
yeah.
that I feel like maybe we should address before we really talk too much about him leaving in the morning, and that's what happens the night before,
Mm.
directly outside.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
we gotta talk about the security guard.
How silly.
This poor unnamed security guard.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say like the shadows that they were playing around with for the scene were really cool. They had this
Mhm.
really cool scene. Again, it's nighttime while the security guard is out patrolling, and the shadow of Poison Mondo is silhouetted out against one of the walls, and the security guard catches a glance of him out of his peripheral vision and turns the flashlight over, and the moment the flashlight goes over to where the shadow is, thinking that he would see what has projected it. There's nothing there. The shadow vanishes in the light of the flashlight, and there's no one standing there.
It's a great little trick. I have no idea how they did it, but it fucking ruled. It was supremely good. I guess we should talk about. Do we want to talk about Poison Mondo as a suit now?
Sure, unless we want to talk about what he does immediately after first.
I mean, we could, but there's not too much to say. Like, obviously, he kills this guard. He does it in a fun way because of the type of spider he's supposed to be, I guess. We bring back the peeled gorilla Steve case stuffer. So this get
with a fun little twist at the end.
Yeah, he pulls the
fucking
trick.
prestige.
Yeah. Nothing up his sleeves. He stuffs that man in the hole and out. Nothing but a skull.
Nothing but
a massive skull.
A skull that I saw this while doing the rewatch to make the synopsis, and in my brain I was like, make sure to keep a note of this. That same skull is in the background in Hongo's lab in the previous episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking good.
We have this skull. We're going to use it.
Well, we got this skull, see? We're gonna use it, see?
This bastard took my skull.
But yeah, so Poison Mondo, he's Mondo cool. He's probably not. I like him. I like his suit.
Yeah, the suit debates resume.
Yeah, let the suit debates resume. To the point of the everyone else. You are all correct in that this is an incredibly simple suit. I almost think that's probably why I like it.
Same.
It's they were like, we're doing another Spider-Man, and the costume, it was. I don't want to say the costume department phoned it in per se, because it's certainly not that bad, but it was definitely one of those things. This was a concept that they were super comfortable with when they were designing it, right? Creative or whatever rolled up and they were like, "Hey, we're doing another Spider-Man," and they were like, "A Spider-Man, we got you." Easier than DJ Khaled. I'm sure you've all heard me say the thing. I'm not gonna finish it. But yeah, I just like this is, and it like it translates. This is another thing that I like about the suit, especially in comparison to the gorilla suit, where there's a lot of like parts of the design that don't necessarily translate to what it's supposed to be. There is no confusion about the fact that Poison Mondo is it's a spider. It's a spider-ass spider. And even more specifically, it is supposed to be a Tsuchigoma, which is like I don't know too much about the Tsuchigoma.
It's a yokai.
Besides that, yeah, it's a yokai. It's kind of like
also apparently a derogatory term, but we're
really?
Certainly not referring to that.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. It referred to certain clans. I don't know the historical context, but that's just a little
you learn
extra
something new every
trivia.
day.
Renegade local
Tsuchigumo,
clans.
specifically yokai in this context.
This is specifically talking about Tsuchigumo, the yokai. Which, if you know anything about the yokai Tsuchigumo, it is essentially, what if a spider but like bigger, hairier, and with tiger stripes. And that's
so a tarantula,
basically. And that's kind of what the suit is. It's like
some Japanese guy saw a tarantula and said, "What the fuck? I gotta write about this."
Holy shit! What the fuck? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
honestly,
it'd be an old world tarantula. It makes sense.
If I saw a tarantula today, I'd be like, "What the fuck?" and then go write about it. But like, yeah, I mean, this suit like takes those design elements of a Tsuchigumo and it translates them very neatly. He's got this nice little fur collar thing. He's got these kind of raised, kind of bumped, kind of a rock-like, almost sort of a carapace to him. His middle part, there's like a kind of a diamond-ish sort of shape that is like green and like a yellow-green striped. It's just, you're not want for anything. There's nothing that seems out of place or that confuses you about what you're looking at. It's, fucking signed, sealed, delivered. Yeah, that's a Tsuchigoma Spider-Man.
So, here's where I'm going to be very nitpicky.
Please.
You're absolutely right in that you look at this man and you say, yes, that's big old Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I'm disappointed.
No,
Because
that's fair.
And it is because only specifically that he is described as being a Tsuchigoma, which in a lot of art are depicted a lot more ambiguously in a way that I love.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at most Tsuchigoma art, even ones that incorporate less tiger parts than others, and I really like the ones that have a lot of tiger pieces, but
Yeah.
even they are like wonky. Like they really do look like the artists of this time probably didn't, have a spider that they grabbed and like held up to their eye and were like, oh yeah, that's what a spider face looks like. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted this guy to be weirder. I wanted him to have more tiger parts. I wanted him to be more ambiguously a mix between the two, as opposed to Spider-Man with some stripes.
I do like his little striped belly to represent the tiger parts.
It is
precious
nice.
to
It's
me.
a nice little.
In my opinion, it's adorable.
Silly. It's so silly. Yeah.
So, like, I think I like this guy basically counter to why B doesn't like him. In that I adore the simplicity, but like I like the simplicity because he makes me feel like a much more classical superhero / supervillain, like in fiction. This is a man in a costume. And I and I don't know if that makes him a good kaijin, but I don't know. Something about it like really feels like a solid, like someone needed to make a suit for themselves and theme it after something.
Yeah. No, that's
but
it's
otherwise
got,
I am a normal human in a suit.
It's definitely got more of that kind of a realistic, down to earth sort of feel to it, It's something that kind of it is a suit that is clearly like recognizes that it has the limitations of being a suit that needs to go on a person. And so it's just like, I've got a clear design philosophy that I'm trying to translate, and so I'm just going to do as much of that as I can, despite the fact that, if given the opportunity, I could be going, absolutely buck wild nuts with the specific theme that I chose, but like I don't have the ability to do that. So instead I kind of just got to do the best I can.
Yeah. And that's all coming down to personal taste. But I do appreciate. I just like to imagine that this guy could be any either, scientist or mook who got put into a suit, and you could tell me that suit gives him cool special abilities, and that's why he wears that stupid thing, and he is going to fight Spider-Man.
It's I'm so glad that you said Spider-Man, because I was just about to say, like, it absolutely has the vibe of like one of the members of the Sinister Six, where it's just like, what? Why the fuck is the Vulture wearing that suit? Well, because it's connected to the wings. All right, sure. If that's what make him fly, then go for it.
The end.
Like, is it a little silly? Sure, but it's what's getting the job done, and we've got a vague attempt at theming, so we're gonna roll with it.
But yeah.
See,
Go ahead.
I feel like it does an okay job at the spider thing, but like with these more high budget suits, I kind of wanted to see more, because they could have gone weirder with it. like with what B said, but they also could have just added some extra limbs, and we've seen that being done for like Snake Man or something like that, or the dog nipples on the caterpillar, and we just kind of have like we don't play around with any of the limbs that a extra spider would have, so it just feels a little bit empty.
I think this dude would look sick with those extra like sharp spider limbs like in the MCU Spider-Man and other things. Like if he just had 4 extra sharp things coming out of his back, I think it would complement this really well.
That would that would do insanely well for this suit.
Even if they were just flopping around uselessly, we could pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's I think that is the thing that is almost a little bit to the benefit of this suit, is there are a lot of little tweaks that you could do to make it better for sure. Right? I'm certainly not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, it's perfect the way it is," but it is a solid enough base that it is easily adjustable into something that is more ideal. Right? And I think that's, again, going to the comparisons, that's not something that you have with Gorilla. Like, that is a suit where if you kind of want to get a better sense of what you were trying to do, you're probably going to have to remake that thing from the ground up.
Yeah, start over.
Yeah, this is a suit that you really could just kind of duct tape some shit on and add a couple of coats of fresh paint and call it a day. And you would be able to come out of the lab with something a lot more satisfying and something a lot more towards what you were, maybe what you were looking or hoping for initially.
I think that's honestly one of the reasons why I don't like it again, is my art teacher, in something that's kind of stuck with me sometimes, is, does it look resolved? Which is basically, is this finished? Does it use what it has to the best of its ability to be a complete piece, whatever it may be? And I kind of feel like it doesn't, because it is just kind of a base, and it's something that would be super, super amazing in like kit bashing or whatever. Absolutely vital component kind of thing. But on its own, I don't necessarily feel like it stands to the best of its abilities, as if they were, or instead of if they were to just take like the extra time to add a little bit more detail.
That is very fair. Yeah, I could. That is, yeah. This is definitely not a suit that looks like it is resolved. This is definitely a suit where I could see where additional things could be added, where you could do more, where you could kind of try to push the envelope a little bit further. I'm not too surprised that they didn't, but like I can definitely point out and say, here are places where they could have, gone a step further. Yeah, no. In hindsight, I don't know if I had much of a point to make besides that, but yeah, that is definitely an entirely fair critique. I mean, again, I guess to the point of, I do think it is helping this suit a little bit, the fact that it is so easy to visualize where this suit can go further, and like how this suit could go further, but it is definitely a suit that could have gone further.
What do you think, folks at home? Hot or not?
Yeah, hot or not. Tell us.
Well,
Call 1-800.
too fascist.
55. Hot Nazi.
Yeah.
That's 7 digits.
Hot or Nazi?
Hot or Nazi. There it is. That's the stream. That's the next
segment.
stream we're doing.
Yeah, welcome to our new
Yeah.
segment. Hot or not?
Hot or
I
Nazi.
think
The answer is
I
always
think
not.
Twitch would ban that.
Yeah, it's 94% of the time it's Nazi. One time it was hot. That was Rurika.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, Ripperoni.
Gone to be a Kamen Rider somewhere
More like
else.
Rurika. Got her.
Got her.
Got her. Got her ass.
Had it coming.
She only had herself to blame.
If
No?
you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it,
I
You
bet
would've
you
done the
you
same.
would have done the same. God, I love this all block take.
Where's our fucking Kamen Rider recast of Chicago?
Yeah, there you go. They both reached
Ooh,
for the belt.
That thing.
leave your casting ideas in the comments below, please.
It's that. God, that fucking. That kind of shit just takes me back to, like, high school or whatever. It's just, like, thing I am currently sort of hyperfixating on because I think it's neat, or I remembered it and am re-hyperfixating on it, but now I have newly contextualized other things that I have watched, and now I'm going to match them.
Yes. Time to take my two special interests and stuff them into each other whether they like it or not.
For my own amusement.
Goku is going to meet Sora Kingdom Hearts whether he wants to or not.
Ooh.
It's okay, I cast
Why does it have to be Goku? Can't it be like Krillin?
One of these days I'll need to watch Dragon Ball just so I can have something to contribute during these conversations.
You'll only contribute more rage, probably.
Yeah, really. You're probably just
Probably.
gonna have our opinions.
Well, it's something.
I'm sorry, Gopher. Someday we need to talk about IPs that you're very familiar with, so you can go off.
No, it's fine. We just have to all watch all of Twin
Oh, there's
Peaks.
nothing. I still need to finish season 3.
There you go.
Scheduling conflicts makes watching an hour-long show difficult.
Ain't that the truth? Speaking of an hour-long show, the show that is Solid on Sun's life is significantly shortened when he gets driven off of a cliff and his
Blow
car
up his micro
fucking
machine.
explodes. Yeah. They fucking
It's
blow up
so
his dad's
funny.
model car. It's so
so
good.
elongated.
It really they spent a lot more time on that explosion than I was expecting.
Explodes
Yeah.
in a fireball.
It's like
So much smoke.
Fucking
Oh my
Thelma
gosh.
and Louise style.
They're just looking over the
It's
cliff like,
incredible.
oh man, we fucked up so bad.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's so funny.
shit.
As the black smoke is rising from the wreckage below, we pan up to see the Mooks and also Poison Mondo emerging from the car, and they're all just staring down in horror, like,
Oh,
oh
shit.
no. Oh no.
Oh no, what did we do?
And then Hongo's just passing by, and he does like the funniest double take
It's
of
so good.
stopping, looks at the group of shocker grunts, and then he looks down at the car wreck, and then he looks back up at the shocker grunts, and then he points a finger, and he says, "What did you do?"
Yeah.
I was
And they're like,
just
oh
taking-
shit.
I was just taking
Oh, no.
a drive. What the fuck are you people doing? What are you getting up to?
Fucking, it's 5 a.m. It's too early for your goddamn shenanigans. Quit it.
just came back from the last Denny's, I swear to God.
Need another Korean saloon.
Yeah, really. Poor guy.
This is
He's all
great.
full up.
Okay.
All 3 meals today.
Really? Productive day for Hongo.
Listen, if you've only had meals, there's always room for a snack.
That's true.
Yeah. I'll. Never mind.
I can't
So,
take that any further. I can't. I'm just leaving that in the air. We have to go.
He's not here.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a hair on the lens for this entire scene, and I've just. Like, up until Hongo shows up, there is a hair on that lens, and I just realized that.
Hell yeah.
Oh, God.
Love it when there's a hair on the lens. It's my favorite little production Easter egg. How far did we get in the actual synopsis? We went past this, right? Yeah, we did.
maybe
A little,
I-
yeah.
We went to like
Chases them
right
all.
after. Yeah, it's yeah.
should we talk
did
about
the fight.
at all?
We haven't talked about the fight we talked about it in the synopsis, but not in the actual. Because there's not. This was, this is one of the early fights, so there wasn't a lot to talk about.
I mostly just want to mention the limp bomb.
It's not limp, it's very bouncy, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the throw is extremely limp.
Oh, very.
Is what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There's a point at which Poison Mondo is standing on an elevated point above Takeshi, and he says, "Die, Hongo!" and he throws. I say throw, but it's more like he arcs his hand and lets go of an explosive that proceeds to create the force of about a firecracker 15 feet in front of Hongo and also bounce away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they meant that thing to disappear because I think they set off the pyro pretty well. Like, it hits the point and it explodes at the point where it clearly made contact with the ground.
Yep.
But as the explosion's going, the actual little prop just bounces straight
Boing.
up and out of stage right.
Yep. I like it. I feel like it adds energy and motion to the scene. It made it seem like he threw that bomb way harder than he actually did.
It's the shit you love to see, truly.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to use a bouncy ball for the first time in like a decade and a half.
Hell yeah. We love using bouncy balls here.
Oh, Super Ball.
Yeah, get one of those make your bouncy ball kits.
And then go make it.
And then just spike it until it breaks.
Yeah. Make a bouncy ball and trap a Pikachu inside it.
Free him.
Free him.
Or
Free
worse.
him.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response. We're going to continue. Good lord.
Or worse. Polyworld.
Okay.
Okay. Trapped this Polyworld in the piss orb.
Oh! I'll never escape the piss dimension.
Poor Polyworld.
And then
You know what else is poor?
Sawada's younger brother.
The chubby little brother.
This kid and his
say
acting.
one last
God.
thing of the fight.
Oh, please.
Yes, please.
spider-
I think I know what you're about to say.
His escape.
Oh, yeah.
His escape into the earth. He activates his power of reversing
Oh,
the
yeah.
film footage. As he descends into the hole and carries a bunch of little rocks just form around
Fucking
him.
It's very good.
Goes, stands in his spots, hits that Missy Elliott. Sweet whoop, what show up with it? Sweet. Ah, shit, he's gone.
Damn, can't go after him, but I guess it proved advantageous because I guess that we are to put together in the following scenes that this gave Hongo the opportunity to just go like, oh, I should probably check that car.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's alive!
Oh, shit.
Somehow.
And that leads us to this. At the hospital, Hongo, Goro, and Sawada's younger brother are checking on him when he begins to yell about a monster in his sleep. At the Shocker base, Poison Mondo is being reprimanded when the Shocker leader tells Ambassador Hell that Sawada is still alive, so they plan to kidnap him to turn him into a cyborg. At the Moto Club, Hongo explains the situation and asks, I just said the Moto Club because there was like 8 people in this scene, to take care of Sawada's younger brother. That night, Shocker attempts to kidnap Sawada, but are stopped by Hongo and Taki. So we gotta talk about this kid. So the first thing we gotta mention is that, Sawada's got a younger brother. He got introduced at the beginning of the episode, but I didn't put that in the synopsis, sue me. The second thing is, this kid's sad as fuck.
Which is really funny given how he's dressed. He doesn't have a name, so I think of him as Pink Lemonade because he has this like bright salmon jacket.
Yeah, with the
and
yellow
an
shirt.
equally bright yellow shirt, despite the fact
Yeah.
that he's just the most miserable child.
Truly the saddest sad sack on the planet. Also, thank you to Wordsy. I was like, I'm pretty sure he had a name, and I was pretty sure that it started with an M, but I missed it if they had ever said it in the actual episode when I was writing the synopsis.
I can't remember.
So
I
His
watched
name
a
is
whole
My Pink
hour
Lemonade.
ago.
yeah, Apparently, his name is Minoru, and they say his name a whopping twice in the episode.
His name is Pink Lemonade.
Yeah, his name is Pink Lemonade
Yeah.
now. His name is Steven Universe.
Spelled
How
with
they
an M.
make that shit so pop? No, never mind.
No,
I
he's a
can't.
but a
I
boy.
can't-
You
yeah,
can't.
sorry, too. That's messed up.
That's really.
But yes, thank you to Words, our man in the booth.
Yeah.
He's
Looks directly at
giving
him.
us a thumbs up through the glass. I can only imagine.
No, he's
He's
disapproving of how
it's
many
just a
times we're
scowl.
making him edit out our freaking Dragon Ball Z tangents.
Got another one for you. Here we go. No.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're back. An
Uh,
entire
yeah.
hour was just cut.
Yeah, this has been going on for this is a 5-hour recording. Jesus Christ.
Welcome to the podcast.
this-
8-hour recordings, baby.
Yeah, so 30 minutes ago we were talking about this kid and how sad
Yeah.
he is.
Poor Steven Universe. This is only the second worst day of his life. He does. He looks like fucking little Japanese Steven Universe,
A little bit.
and it's amazing.
He doesn't-
But this kid doesn't have any moms.
Yeah, he has no moms or an older brother.
he's about to
Messed
have
up.
nothing. I don't even
Yeah.
know if he has lines. No, wait,
He's got those ones at the
He
beginning
has,
that I had to
like-
read off the cue card.
Yeah.
And he has a couple lines later, but they're just very sad.
Mhm.
He's like, I hope my brother doesn't die.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Goro
And
knows
everyone
him.
else is like, cheer up! And I'm like, you guys suck for just telling him to cheer up about this. Like, I get that him worrying about it isn't going to help it, but come on, guys.
Yeah, come on. Let the kid, experience sadness as an emotion.
They're just too dead to it because they all know Kamen Rider. It
Yeah,
shit
that's
resolves
fair.
itself immediately. We don't have to worry about anything anymore.
That's the real reason why What's-Her-Face got rid of her big cards. They just didn't matter. She's like, look, we've played this game before. I'm gonna hit the Ace of Spades. I'm gonna say there's a bad omen. Something bad's gonna happen, and then Kamen Rider's gonna fix it. Who gives a shit?
And then
I
she
don't care.
left to be
Hasn't-
replaced.
Yeah, and then she got replaced
She's
by
already
Dogleash.
got-
She was
God.
still never introduced herself to
Still
us.
hasn't given us a name, so her name is still Dogleash. Will she ever gain a real name? Only time will tell.
My guess is yes.
Maybe.
My guess is no. Like, she
Here's
doesn't
the
even
thing.
really talk.
I'm willing to give her this much. If someone else says her name, I will give her that. If another character in the show can tell
Yeah.
me the name of this woman, I will accept that. But until then, she shall continue to be Dogleash.
Yeah, if we can get it beyond credits.
Mm-hmm.
Because so far, that is it.
Yeah.
I think she'll say her name will be said 2 or 3 times.
And then she'll leave in 15 episodes inexplicably
Mhm.
forever.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to check right now how many episodes
Me
she's in.
too.
Just because I have so little investment in it.
Yeah, I
We
was
have
going to say,
this-
honestly, we might as well. There's
I
no
don't
point
remember,
in...
but I don't remember her name.
It's
It's
Dogleash.
June?
Just kidding.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, we got the
Kamen
Jinkos?
Rider
Ju-
dog leash.
That's not gonna get you.
That's... Well, it might get you something.
I do
Yeah,
think
curious.
Junko
I got
Sama.
a picture.
Yuri has
Yes.
been with us the longest of everyone, and even still, she's not really up to much.
Oh,
these
Toko, that's
days.
it. Her name is Toko.
Yeah,
Toko.
Junko's
Yeah.
from V3.
Wow,
More
I don't
like
even... Oh, that's...
Toting this dog leash.
She's apparently in a whopping 17 episodes.
Oh my god, I was weirdly on mark
What?
saying 12 episodes
Yeah.
from now. Okay.
Jeez. Okay.
I hate
Oh,
that.
is that
She
what you got
disappeared,
when you searched Kamen Rider Dogleash cover?
Yes, it's
That is insanely good.
dogs.
We have
on
to
a leash.
describe this or cut this. We cannot keep talking about things that people can't see.
I will
Um,
describe it then, just simply because it is one of those things where if you've been around the modern Kamen Rider fandom for a while, you have almost assuredly seen this GIF. So this is a screenshot from the Kamen Rider build movie Be the One. Without spoiling too much of the plot, for whatever reason, Kamen Rider becomes wanted by the people, and so he is constantly being like chased around town by a horde of people who want to get mess up all of his stuff. And while he is in hiding, trying to figure out what's going on, he sees these two dogs just kind of walk up to him in this alleyway, and he's like, "Oh my god, you're so cute! Come here, let me take a picture. Let me take a picture. Pose for daddy. Oh, you're so cute!" And he's taking these pictures on his phone of these dogs, and they run off, and he's leaned out into the alleyway, and so these people turn to look at him, and the camera goes full frontal on his face, and he's just like, "Damn, I'm dumb." and chase scene continues. It's such a choice gif. It's so fucking funny.
I can't say I wouldn't be immediately susceptible to the exact same fate, honestly.
Yeah, really. It's so good. It's intensely relatable. If I was running from people and then I saw a cute little kitty and I was like, "Oh my god, it's just a little guy and he's got to get some pets, doesn't he?" Oh, right. Oh, speaking of a cute little, I hope someone heard the baby voice and came a walking. Hi, hello. You're probably very
Child.
upset because
Mr.
you're hungry,
Popo.
aren't you? I see that bowl's empty.
You know what else is empty?
Child.
This
child's
child's
heart, yeah.
heart.
Sadness and
I
pain
have
is
no
the
more
only
tears
thing.
left to shed.
Darkness imprisoning he. All the DC's absolute horror.
As he pleads, "Big brother, don't die."
But Big Brother's got more important things to worry about in the land of dreams, like this fucking spider monster that attacked him and wanted his secret Krabby Patty formula. But he's never gonna get it.
I need to learn the way to melt ex-wives. You have to give it to me.
I gotta melt my ex-wife, she's a fucking bitch. I don't think
What?
there's too much else to talk about in the actual first hospital scene. I guess there's plot setup that we should talk about, in that it's very important. We have to know that Sawada-san has gotten out of surgery, and they're going to wait until he's conscious tomorrow in the afternoon, and then they're going to take him in for another surgery, and then they're going to see how much more recovery he has to do or whatever. But now it's time to go to a scene that we have done before, but not to this intensity.
Before that scene.
Oh, okay, please.
Are you doing when they go back to the hospital?
No, I'm doing when we go to the shocker base.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I thought you were just skipping to the hospital.
No. We have to talk about Poison Mondo getting yelled at.
God.
Yes.
This dude is getting fucking roasted. Ambassador Hell is destroying his shit. And I think my favorite little detail of it is the whole time fucking Poison Mondo and his little squad of shocker goons are forced to sit Saiza position.
Yeah, they're just on the knees.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Just hands in their lap.
And Ambassador Hell's fucking ripping into them about, "You fucked up so bad. I can't believe you killed that dude. He was the only one who knew the formula. You fucking ruined our plan. You and your entire squadron are going to get killed." And then Fasci Statue is like, "No, wait a minute. Sawada's still alive."
Hold up. I'm getting a hot scoop.
Thanks, Zig.
Yeah.
Which leads old Ambassador Hell to be like, all right, if he's still alive, what if we make him a cyborg?
New plan. Take his
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah, give me that
replace
man's
it with a
brain.
computer.
Which, I don't understand why that wasn't the plan in the first place.
They didn't have a plan yet.
They really didn't.
They were just on the kidnap him stage.
Yeah, I guess. They were just like, we're gonna get the research and make bombs with it, I guess.
Directly out of his brain.
Yeah, just...
Might as well. Well, his body's ruined now, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, they were gonna take his brain and put it in someone else's body and force that body to make the formula.
Yeah.
That
Foolproof.
is literally just a SpongeBob episode.
Yep.
huh? This really is
Secret
just the
formula.
Krabby Patty formula. God damn
Yeah.
it.
Hand it over, Cribs.
I love Plankton.
Oh God.
Eat it,
I mean,
Oh. Oh,
Time for our
I need
hour-long
to-
SpongeBob
yeah,
tangent.
it's time.
no, I just need to link some stuff after the podcast.
No, that's very
Sure.
fair.
But yes, we must go take this man's brain. And
Yeah, it's
speaking of
time-
things we've done before,
Yeah, speaking of things we've done before. So Tachibana is oh, this is after that one scene I mentioned where Hongo asks 8 people to be the guardian of one child.
please,
Because
get this
it's-
child. I don't want to look
it's
at him.
It's all of the Rider girls plus Tachibana plus Taki plus Goro. That's like,
What's Goro gonna do?
well, yeah, I know, but still,
Have a brother.
He knows this guy.
yeah, that's true.
Now, his brother left for South America.
This is true. His weird brother dad.
Goro can have multiple brothers.
That was a treat.
He is brother to all people of Japan.
Yeah.
You're right. When
So
when people say brother,
Brother.
they're talking about Goro.
Yeah.
What?
The idea of Hulk Hogan cutting promos fucking 1,000,000 miles and 10 years into the future, specifically to Goro. Let me tell you something, Goro.
The true Hulkamaniac Goro.
Yeah, the one true Hulkamaniac Goro. He's like 18 at this point or something.
Probably like. God, that dude would probably be an adult.
Yeah, right. This is like just some dude with an office job in Japan, and they're like, "Yeah, they were saying your name on TV." What do you mean? It's fucking Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something, girl.
Yeah, I thought that was Ichiban. What the fuck? He's why is he named after a comic book character now? Boy howdy, wrestling.
Boy howdy, yeah.
What?
Don't worry about it.
I'm just confused. It's
Back to the
fine.
hospital.
I
Yeah,
I
Or the
understand.
hotel.
Go for it.
back to the hospital. Oh, there goes Rabbit. So Tachibana, Tachibana
Yes.
is taking care of our corpse for the time being because it's very important that he can't see him turn off the light. That was a weird bit. Tachibana, why'd you put this blanket over this dude's eyes? What the fuck?
It's to obfuscate to the
Yeah.
Shocker Goons are already watching like all of their activities
Yeah, that's
So-
fair.
like through the window from outside, if I recall correctly. So he covered him up so when he turned off the lights, they could do this the switcheroo,
whole switcheroo.
without.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of things we've seen before as well.
Yeah.
there's
So
still-
old Tsuchigumo man, we get to see the first use of his like weapon / gimmick. He's got like a web whip thing. It's actually pretty neat.
He's just Spider-Man. He's got a
Yeah.
grappling rope.
Yeah, he's Spider-Manning it up before Spider-Man was a thing. He's swinging around, climbing up walls and such, and he goes into a room and he very casually lets in some shocker mooks who I guess came in from somewhere else in the hotel.
Yeah.
up the stairs.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he made them walk.
This asshole's over here doing tactical espionage action Metal Gear Solid, and his dicks fucking came in through the front entrance and just walked into the elevator. Right?
Set off every alarm.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, this
What
dude's
they don't show you is he brought like 50 guys with him. Only these two actually made it up.
Yeah, they all got killed with the gun cameras. Henchman got it rough.
I love henchmen.
So we pull off the covers to reveal that's no Sawada-san. That's a skull.
Very
And
tangible.
then
human
my
skull.
favorite transition.
Yeah. And we spike the skull on the ground, which causes old Hongo to roll out from under the bed. And it's fight time, baby.
God, it's so good.
It's so good.
I love that we have had multiple instances of Hongo hiding under beds to ambush people who come to ambush him.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever get tired of the extremely weird and specific thing that they have done multiple times at this point.
The only other thing is I really want to see... At some point, we got to get the classic ninja hang from the ceiling roof surprise, right? I want to see that with Hongo.
What
I
does
just
this man
want
look like? Spider-Man?
a little bit.
You know,
He
it's,
does a little.
it's okay.
That's
Hongo
nice.
can be the monster under my bed.
I mean,
Yeah,
Ooh,
all right,
worse.
yeah, ooh, yeah, all right, Gopher.
worse monsters under worse beds. That's for damn sure.
Mhm.
That's the thing I'd like to hear go bump in the night.
Well, there we go.
Am I being punished karmically? Or no? Okay, good. Spectrum Lord its place.
No, I think you're okay. I don't know.
I'm sure I'll be punished karmically eventually.
I think 3 out of 4 of us were thinking that.
That's fair. Where were we? We have failed a kidnapping, but I don't think we went. Yeah, we hadn't gotten further than that in the synopsis. So let's continue with the rest of the synopsis. Fuck that one up real
Web
good.
swinging.
Sorry.
Sorry.
The next morning,
That
Shocker
was-
kills and impersonates Sawada's doctor and brings him in for early surgery. Tachibana tells Taka... Tachibana tells Taki and Hongo, do not combine Taki and Hongo's name or you'll say
Takibana.
taco. Their name is not taco.
It's their fusion name.
Yeah, that's their fusion. That's their couple name. That's their Hollywood couple name.
Their power couple
Yeah,
name.
Taco's adopting.
Taco Bana. It's a polycule. People just think they're talking about the restaurant bathroom. There we go.
Hey.
Fucking crickets. No. It's fine. I'll leave.
I'm sorry, Shakes. I was recovering from your other very good joke. My head legitimately kind of hurts.
I needed to readjust my mic because it was about to fall off my desk.
Oh
so-
no. Great googly moogly, you can tell it's 1 a.m.
What do you mean? It's
It's
2:22.
all going to
Time
shit.
zones.
No way.
Anyway, Tachibana tells Taco, who offers to be a witness for the surgery, but is told he isn't needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
After
That was
af-
mostly accurate.
after some time, Hockey grows concerned and discovers that Sawada is...
Hockey?
Oh, yeah,
It's
Hockey.
eh?
That's a
Yeah.
new one.
Yeah, Hockey grows concerned and discover that Sawada has been kidnapped. Back at Chakra's base, they are preparing to turn Sawada into a cyborg. I spelled that entirely wrong. That's just me fucking up spelling cyborg.
Cyber.
Good evening,
Yeah.
folks. How are you all doing today?
It's me, Gomfer.
It's me, Gump.
I think we've officially begun our descent.
Yeah, really. It's hit midnight on Art Soup, y'all.
So if you could please return your tables to the upright position.
Yeah.
Make sure you turn off all cellular devices.
And please put your seatbelts back on.
Please
Or
shut your
take them
children
off.
up. I swear to God,
Oh.
if I have to listen to your child cry for 20 more
About
minutes,
to earn some fucking
I will lose my
cheeseburgers,
mind.
dog.
Never
You need
have
to
I
shut that
invested.
kid up.
Never have I invested in true soundproof headphones faster than getting back on planes after that long away from planes.
Mm-hmm.
I yeah, I remember the last Washington trip. I was just like, I was in Washington. I was like, I have to go to Best Buy. Like, I can't get back on those planes like this. I will go
It
insane.
can't be done. Yeah.
I'm not
Lady
strong.
sitting next to me. That other woman doesn't want to get to know you. Please, take a hint.
Ugh. That's ugh. Just conceptually, that sounds the worst.
Have you sincerely not been on plane rides where, like, you can tell someone really wants to make this a social experience and they picked the worst possible person to do it with,
So
but they aren't polite enough, or they're too polite to just, like, say no, please leave me alone. So they just keep getting talked at and they're just like,
See,
oh yeah, I'm from Illinois, yeah.
yeah, see, I am lucky in that most of the plane rides I have had in my life have been with my family, which means we were rolling anywhere from 5 to like 8 people deep. There was usually a pretty significant buffer between me and people I was not directly related to on that airplane.
That's always. I long to have someone to actually travel with again sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's nice.
I don't think I've ever actually done a solo plane ride. I think the least amount of people I've done was 2 when me and my older brother went to New York to visit our grandma for like a summer when we were kids.
I once traveled with one other person, but we bought our tickets separately. So we were essentially riding the same planes, but and like riding the same like rides to and from airports, but like we were entirely separated otherwise the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling sure is a thing. I can't appreciate that most people are pretty courteous when it comes to, like, I guess, not talking to the people they're sitting next to as a way to pass the time through the flight.
Yeah.
Maybe that sounds really asocial of me, but
A little bit, but it's like I for one I feel it, but
Mm-hmm.
but also I think a lot of people are learning just sort of to isolate themselves more and more on the plane rides. Like, everybody's bringing books, watching movies, playing their music, like, and people are getting it more. That it's just like, yeah, no, let's just. Maybe it's the post-COVID environment. Maybe everyone's just learned to be antisocial finally.
Yeah.
like thank God for the rest of us.
Took them long enough.
The most I've seen these days is just like sometimes people be chatting a little bit before takeoff, but by the time it goes up, we all got our own activities. It's gonna be a few hours.
Yeah.
I haven't been on a plane since I was like 5 or 6. But I feel like now if I were to get onto a plane, I would really like to instate bathroom rules. You don't talk or look at me, and I don't talk or look at you. Just, we're here for the thing, and then we're out.
Very fair.
I don't need to make friends.
Yeah. I don't know, there's just something about like the nature of transport, like in general. There's just because it's kind of very similar vibes as well back when I had to do like bus commutes. Although there were definitely significantly less people trying to like make friends on the bus for sure. Like, people only ever really seemed to talk to other people they were getting on the bus with. But yeah, I don't know. There's just something about like being in a form of transportation that I feel like it generates more of an energy out of, I think, everyone of just like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, don't acknowledge me. I just need to get from point A to point B, and this is the way I have to do it. Please, let me do this. Let this like 6 or whatever hours of my life play out so I can get where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
This is essentially a liminal space for 6-7 hours. I don't need to interact.
Yeah, please just don't acknowledge me. I'll pretend you don't exist and you pretend I don't exist, and we can just act like nothing happened.
Every single person
The
on
only
this craft
time-
wants to be somewhere, and it's not here.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time we acknowledge each other, and we do so instantaneously, is if someone needs to leave and walk past you to get to another aisle. Then you move as quickly as you can and go right back, you
Mhm.
know?
Or if
Just-
someone throws up on you.
Well,
Well, that's probably going to lead you to leave to the different
Yeah.
aisle.
Great.
Fun times.
That's the voice.
That
That's the voice
sounds
of someone
terrible.
with experience.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sure is.
I'm only grateful that she was sick and it was mostly like Gatorade.
fair enough. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, one of those watery pukes.
The stewardess was very grateful that I cleaned it up.
That's fair.
How was she gonna get in there? Like the person who did it was a window seat.
Oh,
and there were 2
no.
seats into it was a 3-seat wide
Oh
section.
no.
So
Oh,
3
no.
deep
yeah,
in
was
the
she gonna
window and
sit
she
on top
puked
of
up
us and clean it
Gatorade?
up?
Yes. Or I
Yeah.
guess y'all could get it,
Oh.
but I don't know where they put you.
I was in the middle. They were in the window, and then there was someone next to me sitting at the aisle, and
How on earth?
she got my attention to get up to let her move out, and as soon as I turned, it was already too late. And I couldn't help but, as she was gone, she had gone to the bathroom for like 20 minutes, I looked in front of me and I was like, look at all these barf bags!
Yeah.
Mm.
Couldn't have
In
made
all
it, huh?
3 of the seats in front of us. And I'm like, I don't want to hold it against you, but it
Would.
was a bad
no,
day.
Like, I have been there in the sense that I have become very disoriented and nauseous, like, on a dime, but still reach for the bag, you know?
Absolutely. I'm crazy paranoid about that kind of thing. So if I even think for an instant I'm feeling nauseous, I'm already holding it. And like
Yeah.
I'm grateful to not have that problem on a plane, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really want to hold it against that person, but I gotta admit that was a very bad day, and it was not a fun interaction
Yeah.
when I cleaned all that up, and like I think
Yeah,
she was
no,
too
thank-
embarrassed to look at me or thank me for it. And I was like,
I mean,
I hope you feel
fair.
better. This hoodie I just got this week.
Oh no.
It was brand new. I
Oh.
bought it for the trip.
Oh.
Angie.
That's very fair.
See, if you're prone to that stuff, like I don't know if it's just me, but like sometimes like I time how quickly the window can like go down. It's like, okay, so if I'm nauseous and I can get the window down in like 3 seconds, boom. You know?
Yeah.
I've got that time, you know?
Anyway, it's Kamen Rider.
Get yourself
Sorry.
a 3 window. Yeah, 3-second buffer. Yeah, we are being yelled at by our editor.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
This was a wonderful
Looks
idea,
outside
and
of
we need to
booth.
continue to make
I'm
sure
so-
Rinzi is
this
in
all
the
came-
booth.
We went on
You know
a
what?
very long tangent because I made a one-off joke, and I apologize. Please allow us to proceed.
Where even were we?
We're
Rider
just-
transformation after rolling under from the bed.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we're doing...
No, we had already gotten to the point where the doctor was kidnapped
Yeah.
and impersonated
damn.
to bring.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Hockey had gotten concerned. Yeah, and so I had gotten
And they
turned
hung
into a
up the no
cyborg.
Kamen Riders allowed sign.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No Riders allowed.
Should I finish the synopsis, or do we want to just talk about the brief scene of Doctor gets kidnapped, Doctor gets impersonated, go do surgery bit? I mean, there's I
don't know
feel
what
like there's
else you can
probably
say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there much that we want to say
I have a
about
couple
it?
things I would want to
Do
say.
your bits,
Go
B.
ahead.
I feel a little bad that the number one thing I want to say is at the very, very end of this whole segment, though. So if anybody has anything else they'd want to say,
I did Cyborg. I'm out of the jokes.
Uh,
First of all, I was very curious about this whole process of Takeshi offering to be the witness to the surgery.
Yeah.
And the doctor said, like, no, you can't be in this. And I'm like, is this a normal thing in the 70s in Japan? Is it normal to have a loved one bear witness to surgeries in hospitals when they're not medical practitioners and they're not like medical students or anything, that they just stand in there with their Pringles and they watch this process?
Some very brash assumptions for what people would do.
No, it's
Well, I mean,
I'm
you might
sorry.
as well bring
I
some
just-
chips. Or you just gonna stand there with your thumbs up your ass the whole time?
I make the exaggeration just because, like, surgery as a form of entertainment was a thing that people would spectate and, like, bring snacks and stuff to. But that was quite a long time ago in a very different setting. I was confused about this, and I'm curious. I might want to look into that at some point, because I've never really heard of such a thing. Second, the thing I wanted to mention, like, at the very, very end of this scene, after, Dr. Impersonator and Assistant Impersonator go back into the surgical room and knock out the nurse after they put up their little "do not enter" sign. They have, like, a transformation.
Oh yeah, there's a little synchronized transformation dance.
Yeah,
Yes.
they like put their hands up, overlapping above their heads, and then they just kind of sink down.
Costume change pose.
Yeah.
It's just a fun flare, and I don't think any of... I mean, a couple Shocker cyborgs have had little transformation sequences, but no mooks have ever had a
Yeah.
transformation sequence that I can recall, and I just think this is cute.
See, it's because he's a
Altogether,
science
huh?
mook.
Yeah, he was a
He is a
special
science mook, the
special
white and
grade
green.
of mook who have been coming back.
Yeah, I'm glad we brought back the white and green science mooks for this one. I want more mooks. Damn it! I want more white and
Please.
green
Where did-
science mooks. I want our red commando mooks back. I want blue.
Yeah, what happened to
mooks
the Reds?
that can fly? And I want purple mooks that are extra heavy.
And green mooks that do poison damage.
Yeah.
I want a yellow mook. I don't really have a joke with that. I don't care what you do with it. I guess I just like colors.
You just want a yellow and black
Where's
bead
that
colored
mook been?
mook.
Yes.
Nasty.
Don't eat the yellow mooks.
We don't have yellow mooks.
Can't have anything.
Poor baby.
I know what you're getting at. I'm just being immature.
And that's why we love you. Did anyone else have anything else they wanted to say about this bit, or shall we continue?
I'm good.
Yeah, I think
I'm
I'm
good.
good.
All right, let's.
the brain swap.
Yeah, prepare the brain swap. At the Moto Club, Hongo and the others are trying to figure out the location of Shaka's base when Goro comes in with a spider he caught outside. This gives Why did I not capitalize this H? I'm usually so good about this. This one H I didn't capitalize. This gives Hongo the idea to use his cyborg eyes. I didn't fuck it up that time. I just wanted to say it. To follow a trail of oil from Poison Mondo's feet to the Shocker base where he faces... Yeah, I don't know why I made that comment.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
like, sorry to
No, no.
interrupt, but I feel like I have to tie two pieces of this evening together somehow, in some way. So today I learned that there's a foot fungus called Hongo. So if you go on like Amazon.com and you type Takeshi Hongo hoping to find some merch, you'll find a small amount of merch and a bunch of foot fungus cream. And something about that coinciding with the fact that we followed the nasty foot oil prints
Yeah, really.
of the cyborg. Like, I
Old
feel like
Poison
there's
Mondo
a joke
could
to
have
be
used
made
some
here.
Hongo.
Yeah,
And he got a double dose later on.
he used his detectors. This guy's got that fucking hongo.
Yeah. This is the guy, athlete's foot. Disgusting.
Disgusting. Anyways, I'm sorry. I just
No,
would have been
you're-
remiss not to bring this up for some
You're
reason.
true. It's
Forgot
very
about
true.
that part.
Yeah. So yes, he uses his cyborg eyes to follow a trail of oil from Poison Mondo's feet to the Shocker base, where he faces off against Shocker with Taki and defeats them, rescuing Sawa and getting him back in time for surgery. That's his That's his TME. I'm spell like the greatest.
Yay!
Alright.
I would like to, at this time,
Please.
if you want to, read all of these spelling mistakes for yourself, Fats has requested me not to do any spell checking on these
This is true.
synopses and upload them as they are. So check out that
Yeah.
Patreon.
In theory, somebody will see these typos.
Yeah, you too can point and laugh and call me a fucking
We're
dipshit.
giving them away for free. We could have people paying for this.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's some, there's some good ones in
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna say the problem is some of them were too good to not give away for free. I'd be entirely remiss if I had to make people pay $10 a month for Cyborg. That's too quality. I gotta share that one with the people.
We got $10 Cyrock.
Yeah, we got $10 Cyborgs.
Welcome to Cyborg tier.
I would not be against renaming that Cyborg tier. What are our thoughts about the end of this episode? I want to say shoutouts to Goro for being the only person who is helpful 2 episodes in a row.
Thank you, Goro.
Yeah, shoutouts for
That was-
Goro for again being
That
the
was
best,
fun.
but that is not a purse web spider at all.
No, it
Well-
totally is. He's holding it. He found it.
It's 100% a different spider.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Are you?
You calling Goro a liar?
Yeah, really. Come on now.
I'm saying Goro
Are you
does
calling
not
my
really
brother Goro?
understand arachnology. Yes.
A liar?
Because as you can see, the legs are a lot thinner on this and a little more lanky, and the overall body is a lot thinner as well. The fangs are red and also a lot weaker to the actual purse web spiders, which are pretty nifty. Luckily, it doesn't have red legs, so it is the harmless one. But that's not that's not a purse weaver spider.
Go
Goro.
from looking at the picture and the screen, and these are the same spider.
No, it's not.
They're exactly
No.
alike.
No, it's.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I can't believe you would call my best friend Goro a liar like this.
Yeah, why are you slandering
Your
Goro
brother
like
and mine.
Yeah.
Look,
the world's
look.
brother?
Look, I need to tell him that he has something to improve on, so he doesn't get too full of himself for being literally the
Find
perfect
something
character.
real, Gopher.
How dare
Your
you
little brother
even
is so
imply
proud.
that he would ever get too full of himself. The most amazing thing about Goro are how modest and humble he is. And you would dare to sully his good name like this?
I must ask Gopher if a young child, most specifically perhaps a sibling figure, if I were to give a hypothetical example, were
Yes.
to say, like, draw a picture and say, "Look, Gopher, look, I drew a cat," and it didn't look like a cat at all, would you be like, actually, like an actual feline?
You notice that...
Would you break his little heart like this?
Maybe, but
Oh, so you're just a
the
bad
more-
person?
Look over at your Persian
You're-
cat.
you're
Actually,
so
that
relentless.
cat is more like a calico.
But here's
Gopher, you're going to need
here's
to
the
change your
thing.
ways or Shaka's going to be coming after you for their next cyborg.
No, I could make a joke here. I won't though.
Do it.
Nope, it's gonna get cut if I do.
Oh,
Well, then do
I
it for
don't.
me.
I don't know if King Fats would allow it.
I was going to say, now I'm sad because that means it was probably pretty racist.
Why do you think that it was racist?
Well, because I can't think of anything else that would get cut.
Listen, we already called him the world's brother.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm saying, in fiction, this spider does not look like the spider that he's saying it is. And that means it could be something poisonous. And I would want Goro to not hold that. You know?
I'm saying that one of you is lying, and I think it's you.
You know, you're probably right. I've never been correct in my life.
We could truly
you.
never play Among Us with Goro because no one would believe anyone who said anything against him. Goro would be imposter every time, and people would be like, I watched Goro vent, and we'd be like, how dare you even attempt?
We would eject them immediately.
There would be no discussion. Everyone would go immediately to voting phase and just vote whoever
You're
is
gone. How dare you? Who do you even
My
think
face.
you are?
We'd lose every
Yeah.
time, and we'd be astonished every
Goro,
time.
you're so good!
Goro, how? I never suspected.
Killed someone right in front of
I
you.
know. You know, depending on who he
Dude,
Whoa, that
depending
was
on
wild.
depending on who he kills first, the Rider Girls might vote him off out of spite regardless.
That is true. That is absolutely a
It's
play they
true.
would make.
That's the people who would have a fair game against Goro. They'd probably
Yeah.
actually instantly vote Goro off every time.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
No children allowed.
There'd just
And-
be a
and then-
collective agreement to just do it as soon as the game starts.
Like, the game would start and someone would go hit the button and they'd vote Goro off.
One time they didn't. Goro is the first one to die, and then they're like, "Who the hell's the
Bullshit.
imposter?"
Well, it was Hongo.
Hongo looks over, not even playing. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Who's this person named Hongo in our game? It's Hayato.
It's Hayato, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
It's
Hayato.
absolutely Hayato.
Thank you for joining us for our Among Us AU.
Yeah.
Who can I pay to write this fanfiction?
You. Pay yourself.
You would have to pay me to write Among Us
You
fanfiction.
could probably pay Wime to write it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, if anybody. I'll take money.
Yeah, true.
I'll sell
Yeah,
any.
but I'll take
sell
money,
any
I'm just
part of
saying.
me.
I won't promise it'll be good, but I'll do it.
Entire comic series.
We're off track a bit
little
again,
bit,
but
yeah.
at least it was somewhat tangentially related to Kamen Rider this time.
I do want to say I do appreciate, like, going back to the scene that started this tangent. I just want to say I appreciate, like, the weird dunking on Goro that happens, because literally his whole thing is he shows up and he's like, "What's going on? Why is everybody so sad?" And they're like, "Goro, what the fuck? Be more sensitive." And he's like, "What? I was trying to help. I was outside
doing
catching."
shit, unlike
Yeah,
some
he's like,
people.
"I'm outside catching spiders to learn more about our enemy. Y'all are out here fucking sulking, but I'm the bad guy." Which, like,
Catch me with that shit.
yeah, really, miss me with that shit
Miss me
entirely.
with this. Oh, what are you doing, Goro?
I'm helping. What are you
Fuck
doing?
dog. Sky. This guy.
Fucking ridiculous.
Look at the spider. Fucking take the spider. I don't got time for any.
Hands you a spider.
Hands you a spider. Hands you a spider.
What spider?
A purse web spider.
Obviously.
Okay, so one that is harmless.
That's why you picked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
yeah.
not a first one.
They got greasy feet.
They got
got
greasy,
greasy-ass
fungusy feet.
Swamp foot like a motherfucker.
Ew.
There's not even any paws on this spider.
Well, yeah, spiders don't have
So
paws.
Hongo goes to the base and blows it up with the
Yes, they
hostages.
do.
Yeah. I mean, surely, yeah, we do a fight scene. You know how we do fight scenes in Kamen Rider sometimes? We do one of those. We blow up fucking Poison Mondo in one of his own holes, so that's neat.
That was fun. Yeah,
That-
we were cheering
that
for
was
that to
fun.
happen. Or, I think, was B the one who called that one?
Yeah,
I think
I
B is the one
wanted.
who called it
it
out
didn't
loud,
ha-
but I know I
Yeah.
certainly was hoping for it.
Yes, I wanted him to get kicked into the hole, which isn't exactly
not
what
exactly.
happened, unfortunately. I wanted him to get like kicked or thrown into the hole like head first and then explode.
Yeah, it would have been
the most
really good.
ideal. Just
But
yeah.
oh, well, perhaps I shouldn't spoil exactly what happened unless we're skipping right to it.
Want to talk
Is
about?
there much more? Like,
There was a mook who jumped off a railing.
There's truly not much.
But yeah.
Not a whole lot outside of, I guess, established Shocker base with no more murals, so we can't fight inside anymore.
Yeah.
So, Poison Mondo's like, let's fight outside. My mom will get mad if we break something in here.
Well, we ended up
Takashi's
breaking
like,
something
yeah,
in there
alright.
anyway. We blow the shit out of that base when Poison Mondo dies.
Yeah. It was
sure
a 3-stage
do.
explosion.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very important to reiterate that the kidnapped doctor was in this base
Yeah.
in the process
Yeah.
of getting surgery.
Oh no! Wait a minute. I'm
or
sorry.
about to begin the surgery.
I entirely interpreted that wrong when I wrote the synopsis for some reason. That doctor doesn't get kidnapped. Remember, he gets stuffed in the briefcase like a fucking night guard. That dude's dead. He's dead as fuck. He's a skull.
Mm.
I don't know why I wrote that he gets kidnapped in the synopsis, because he is McFucking deed.
The surgical
Yeah,
doctor.
the surgical doctor.
Yes, he is-
Sawada-san,
he is
however, is also supposedly still in this base when it fucking explodes.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is I can't say I entirely know why it explodes because they didn't really establish the shot in
No.
any way that really made it make any sense.
Let's see,
I
he
will-
landed
I'm
in a hole and
assuming-
exploded.
I'll tell
And
you
it blew everything
exactly
up. Yeah,
why the base exploded. You see, it's very simple.
But-
The base exploded because the people making Kamen Rider wanted to blow up a base.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. I'm sorry. I completely missed
Yeah,
that.
no, it's a very subtle.
It's right there
only
in the show.
there's only like one line about it in the show, so it's very easy to miss. But yeah,
That
that's
part where
that's
the
the
camera
reason why.
turns and we just look at the writers. Or how do we end this episode?
Yeah, sincerely though, Poison Mondo gets kicked. He gets Rider kicked, and then he falls to the ground, stumbles backward, and trips into his hole where he explodes. And I can only assume that, despite the fact that the shot does not establish this in any way, shape, or form whatsoever, that he is close enough to the base to explode it with his explosion when he die in the hole.
Sure.
Correct.
That is my guess.
I can only assume there was a network of tunnels, and the explosion went through the tunnel and blew up the whole place.
I can only assume that the writing team
all
for
I
this
got.
episode was the Mythbusters. And they're all like,
Right?
well, episode's over. You know what to do,
blow up
motherfuckers.
It's time to blow up a model. And,
Blow it up.
And in an even more drastic sense of See You on Thunder,
Yeah,
That's-
really.
we really
We
just
don't-
cut to
Yeah.
him riding the bike. See you next time.
Yeah, we don't even actually see Sawada-san again. It is explained to us in the end crawl that he was in the end narration that Hongo was able to get Sawada-san back to the real hospital in time for his surgery.
Oh, did they? I didn't even
Like-
remember.
Yeah.
They only said the surgery saved
Well,
Dr.
yeah,
Sawada's
that's
life.
what you get.
So what I think, the thing I think is, they didn't specify anything.
Oh, you think he's a cyborg
Did
now?
Shocker finish the surgery and he's just alive in that other guy's body? Like, I have no clue. They didn't elaborate upon literally anything.
That's a
so
very good.
I just know that the guy somehow
It
survived.
saved his life, and then the explosion ended.
Yeah,
like
as explosions are wont to do.
we, we're not overstating the abruptness here because I just looked back at the footage and it cuts away as debris is still falling. Kamen Rider gets up, says a line, and then it cuts to the end roll, and it's just
Back to the Denny.
like what?
It's jarring. It's so
Jeez.
jarring.
It's incredibly strange.
I kind of, I don't know. It's so silly. I love it. Like, it is definitely the media consumption equivalent of like not watching where you're walking and accidentally running into a wall.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredibly wild, but I kind of love it because of how incredibly wild it is.
Mm.
Sometimes it's fun to just hit a brick wall.
Sometimes it's fun to just hit a brick wall.
Words of wisdom, words to live by. I think that's gonna do it for us this episode. Unless anybody has any closing thoughts they want to leave us with.
Let's go on
Can't-
one more hour-long Dragon Ball Z
Yeah, let's
tangent.
really. We didn't get enough out on that last one.
Man, I can't believe we made a 2-hour long episode.
It's a commissionless miracle.
Boy, I sure hope nobody cuts us off real abruptly.
Suggesting that doesn't happen due to a lack of preparedness because we are all clowns. There will not be a artist of the week this week. Tune in next week where there will hopefully be an artist of the week. We apologize for being fools.
Honk.
In the meantime,
I
thank
didn't
you
even
for
know this segment existed.
Yeah, that's
Honk,
fair. Honk honk. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed the podcast. Don't forget to check us out at all of the places where you can check us out on, that were mentioned in the ad. Please consider donating to the Patreon if you would like to, if you like what you hear and you want to hear more. And as always, thank you for listening. And remember, if you don't believe in God, or no, I'm sorry, it's if you can't. Yeah, if you can't believe in God and you can't believe in Buddha. Yeah, if you choose not to believe in God and you choose not to believe in Buddha, you may choose to believe in Kamen Rider.